What's happening, man? What's good? What's Gucci? What's cracking? He said C2 got another concussion. That's what they get. I told you the Miami Dolphins was going to tank. What they did to them cops, man. The way they treated their local police force. Let me. You know what? We're gonna start off like this, man. We're gonna start it like this, son. Um, we're gonna start it like this, son. We're gonna start it like this, son. This what they get, man. This what they get. He was complicit too. Tua was complicit too. Do I need to go back and show you what he said about his local police department that keeps him safe every game, keeps nuts and crazy people from running up on them in their practice facility, wherever they at, keeps crazy people away from the stadium? Where's his comments about Tyreek Hill, man? He said something stupid too. That local police department been keeping these fools, these millionaires' homes from getting broken into. You know where you at? You in Miami, man. They got them Jack Boys, man. They got a rapper down there named Jack Boy. They Jack Boys, man. Where's his comments, man? Tua on Tyreek Hill. Damn, they didn't even got it. They done scrubbed the internet. He said something stupid. Anyway, that's neither here or there, man. Their whole team gonna go down. Their whole season, their whole season, man. So their whole season's done, man. Screw them, man. Screw the Miami Dolphins, man. They deserve this, man. Let's see what happened to him, man. Let's see what happened to Tua, man. He deserved this, man. The whole team deserved it, man. For trying to what they did to their local police department. That police officer kept a lot of people safe from Tyreek Hill speeding down the street. Tariq deserved to get his ass whipped. They should have Rodney King Tariq Hill for what he did. He could have pulled the Henry Ruggs, man. He could have pulled the Henry Ruggs or Leonard Little and killed somebody. Or what's the how did he get a concussion with that? How did he get a concussion with that? Yeah, you gotta quit, bro. You gotta quit, man. Yeah, man, you done. You done. You need to. They gonna pick him up. Oh my God, he gonna try to pick him up. This dude's crazy. He gonna try to pick him up. Don't you know you don't do that? Hey, man, y'all shitted on y'all local police department, and now y'all team's gonna have bad luck. Y'all lucky to win another game for the rest of the year, man. And listen, I could understand thugs on the street, gangbangers, but y'all professional athletes, man. Y'all law abiding citizens. Y'all are people that rely on police. Y'all live in $1 million homes. Y'all live in estates. Y'all walk around with jewelry. Most of y'all don't carry. Most NFL football players are not carrying weapons when they're out and about. Y'all should revere y'all police. Y'all treated them like crap. Y'all treated them terrible. And this is and you good riddance, man. I hope y'all lose every game. I hope y'all lose every game. I hope y'all lose every single game for the rest of the season. I hope your coach gets fired.
Down.
Let's see. Let me see. Let me speed it up a little bit. You know you shouldn't have been scrambling. Look,
Sure.
it's 4th and 4. You thought you well, you did make it, didn't you? You did get the first down, man. You should have slid, man. Oh, it's 4th down. Yeah, you couldn't slide because you would have been down right here. Okay, yeah, man. You ran into his midsection and you got a concussion. You need to quit, man. Oh, his head hit the ground. I see. If your head can't hit the ground like that, you can't play football, man. Press one. If you if this is every play for a running back, but you're a quarterback, but still, you gotta quit, man. I think you should quit, Tua, and be a police and go analyze police activity, man. Since you're an expert on how police should act during since you're an expert on how police should act during he an expert, man. Go ahead, go be an expert, man. You got plenty of time now. You got plenty of time now that somebody online said Tyreek Hill has turned himself into the Miami-Dade police to get away from playing with Tua. Yeah, man, you an expert on how police should behave, man. Oh, here you go. I got it, y'all. I got this fool, man. This fool Tua. Oh, yeah, talking crazy, man. You rich, man. You don't carry a weapon. Hell, you should be 1,000% behind your police, man. You a law abiding citizen, man. All y'all niggas went to college, man, and been groomed to play football. Y'all, why y'all Why y'all shit on y'all police force like that?
Yeah, I seen it. For me, like just seeing it the first time, it was a little emotional for me hearing uh, just Tyreek's voice in the footage. Just knowing Tyreek, for me, a lot of the instances that I see are just of people that I don't know, and it's happening to those people, and so for it to have happened to somebody that I knew, and then sort of hearing.
For what to happen? He acting like why he acting like so? What happened to Tyreek, man? He played in the game. Fool, you threw him an 80-yard touchdown about 30 minutes later. What happened to him? What happened to Tyreek, Tua? What happened? He had 130 yards receiving that game. What happened to him?
Hearing Tyreek's voice throughout that. Um, and we talked about it. It was a little emotional. Um, and I I couldn't, I don't know like exactly how I would have dealt with that in that situation. And I can't speak on something that I've never personally gone through myself. I've never been through any of that growing up in Hawaii.
Been through any been through. What the hell did Tyreek Hill go through, man? He ain't go through nothing, man. What y'all talking about, man? Y'all this hyperbole, man. Maybe something's wrong with your brain in, man, when you said that, man. That should have been a telltale sign you shouldn't have played this week, man. The way you talking like something happened to him. What happened to him? He played in the game 30 minutes later. He had 130 yards receiving. What happened to him?
Um, but he knows that he has my support. Um, I would say just with just watching the film, in my opinion, I think it could have been de-escalated another way.
Yeah, I hope they press one of you hope they lose every game the rest of the season and the coach get fired, man. I hope y'all lose every game the rest of the season and the coach get fired. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Grown ass millionaire men who don't carry pistols, don't have CCWs, just out here with fast cars and expensive watches and and black cars, just strolling through the town. And but you it got the nerve to be trashing your local police department. You the ones need the police the most. Living in your estate, your gated community. I bet you got police in your gated community.
I just I don't think it was done the right way. You know,
Just shut up.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I
Shut up, punk. Shut up, punk. You can't even listen. If you can't do this, you can't play football. If you can't if you can't do this right here, you can't play football. This is a normal play. Boom. You you sitting there looking like, come on, dog. It's not safe for you to play football, man. If Mike McDaniel, man, where their coach at, man? Where their coach at, man? Where he at, man? We gonna pull him up on the summer jam screen, man. Mike McDaniel, man. Mike McDaniel, man. Oh God. I need a shorter clip. He cried for like 5 minutes, man. I need a shorter clip of him crying. Fuck it. We had to go with this one. Yeah, man. Make sure you hit the like button, man. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, man. Ain't nobody gonna call it out like this, man. Ain't nobody gonna call it out like this. You know damn well they ain't gonna call this shit out like this. These millionaire football players rolling around with Rolex watches on and Torian um watches on, Movado watches, pinky 100 on the wrist, 1,000 on the neck, 100,000 on the neck, 100,000 on their wrist, black card in their wallet, McLaren in the parking lot, no pistol, no gun, nowhere, not even a pocket knife. Walking around the town, and they got the nerve to be big trashing the police. Y'all the ones that they looking for. Y'all the ones that the little Jack boys is looking for. The little Jack boys is looking for these fools, man. Here go his coach, man. I wonder what his coach gonna say. Listen, you cried. You can't cry about Tua getting his brain hurt, man, because you cried about Tariq, man. There's only head coaches only get to cry once their career, man. Usually it's at their retirement. Usually the coach cried when he retiring, like, man, it's been 25 years in this game, and sad to see this career come to an end, but I love all the fans. This fool done cried already. He in his second year coaching.
It's been hard for me not to find myself more upset the more I think about it. And that's because of, my teammates and trying to put myself in that emotion or in that situation that they've described emotionally. And then knowing more than that, I think the thing that fucks me up, honestly, to be quite frank, is knowing that I don't know exactly.
Man, shut your melungin. Shut up, melungin. Yeah, Charles says Tyreek was so traumatized by the experience, he actually mocked it in the end zone after the touchdown. Yeah, exactly. He mocked it. Like, that just goes to show you how little self-awareness they have. He mocked it in the end zone, and then after the game called, tried to act like he was goddamn Rodney King or something. and now he calling for the officer to be fired. Shout out to my man, Baby King, man. Baby King, Op Nation Hall of Famer, man, in his bum. He said, man, take the challenge. Yeah, man. Shout out to Baby King, man. Baby King in this mug. Baby King, take the challenge. Listen to this fool, man. I'm only gonna give y'all about 30 more seconds of this clown. Then we're gonna get back to his quarterback, who he better not let play no more. Since you're so soft and sensitive, you better not let your quarterback play no more. If he can't do that, he can't play football.
Don't know what that feels like. I think it's very, very important that that two things should be true. That I think you let due process work and information to be gathered to appropriately project an opinion.
Oh, shut up. Beta male. Hope you get fired, man, clown. And I thought he was a good kid, man. I really did think he was a good kid, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I thought Mike McDaniel was a good kid, man. I actually liked him before this, man. I liked him, man. He just blew me when he did that, man. So if your quarterback, if you crying about Tyreek Hill, you trying to turn him into Rodney King and goddamn Philando Castile all in one, and Freddie Gray over what we saw on that tape. There's no way in good conscience that same guy who was crying about that could let this guy ever play football again for him. Press one. There's no way. if you so sensitive and caring and shit, you gotta tell this dude, man, look, man, you can't play football no more. Cause if this hurts you, what's gonna happen when he get a real hit, a major hit? You can't play football no more, man. This is crazy. And he gonna try to let this kid play again, man. That Mike McDaniel gonna try to let this kid play again, man. Hold on, time out. Get out of town. No way that was DeMar Hamlin, man. Wow, this is bananas. He got knocked out of the game by DeMar Hamlin. No way in the world DeMar Hamlin knocked this guy out of the game, man. No way. No way in the world, man. No way in the world. Oh, that is insane. Yo, that's it. Yo, that was DeMar Hamlin. Yo, you talk about karma. You talk about karma. Yo, that is the most karmic thing I've seen on the football field in a long time. He got knocked out of the game by DeMar Hamlin. Yeah, y'all ain't winning no more games this year. Y'all go 1-16. Y'all go 1-16, man. Y'all season done. Y'all should have left them cops alone, man. Y'all should have left them cops alone, man. Y'all going 1-16. DeMar Hamlin knocked your man out the game. Yo, what the Yo. 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 No way. No way. No way. Yo. I don't even think DeMar Hamlin hit him. DeMar Hamlin didn't even hit him. He hit DeMar Hamlin's arm. But yeah, DeMar was trying to tackle him, but I mean, goddamn. He was trying to, it's just a regular tackle. This is a normal tackle. Boom. Oh, he looked like he out before he hit the ground. He looked like he was out before he hit the ground. Wow. Yo, that's insane, man. I ain't even gonna lie. That is the most insane thing, man. DeMar Hamlin out here ending dudes' careers, man. Yo, what the fuck, yo? That is insane. DeMar Hamlin out here ending dudes' careers. Shout out to Cyrus Reeves. He said Tariq Hill got detained again, this time by the Buffalo Bills defense. Oh my God, man. Wow. They said God saved DeMar Hamlin so he could kill too. He held on to the ball though. Give him credit for that, man. He ain't fumble. Wow. He said hurt people, hurt people. Man. Oh man. Nah, that thing is a head injury, man. If it was a neck injury, he wouldn't have been moving he wouldn't have been moving like that. It was a head injury. He said 2022, Tua gets concussed versus Buffalo Bills. 5 days later, they play him against us on on Thursday Night Football. He gets concussed again. Damar Hamlin gets hurt on a routine play and fights for his life. Damar Hamlin makes a routine play and tackles Tua while scrambling for a first down and gets concussed. No one is at fault here except the Dolphins' mismanagement of Tua in 2022. It's just a wild chain of events that somehow connect the three teams and players. Yeah, man, you can't let that kid play no more. Yo, if the Dolphins let this kid play again, man, yo, if the Dolphins let this kid play again, man, I want to see Stephen A. and all those grandstanding motherfuckers over. Emmanuel Acho. Yeah, Emmanuel Acho, we calling you out. If they let this kid play football again, man, this is a crime. This is a crime to let this kid play football again. He can't play football if he can't take this hit. Pressure. If he can't take this hit, he can't play football. And I think everyone agrees here, man. Press one. Doesn't everyone agree? If he can't take that hit, he can't play football, man. It's no way, man. You're gonna get hit like that. Yo, that's the least of it, man. That's like the lightest hit you'll get in a game. And now you putting the onus on the other teams to try to not hurt him, and it's not their responsibility. It's not the other players' responsibility to try to not hurt Tua because y'all keep putting them out there. They should keep, they shouldn't have to feel bad because they trying to play football and this fucking kid is out there. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Let's move on, man. Let's see what else is going on, man. Punk, that punk, man. That kid is a punk, man. Let's see this, man. Look at this, man. Look at this. Look at what cops got to deal with. This is what cops got to deal with. This is why what Tua did is so offensive, man. This is why what Tua and the Miami Dolphins, Calais Campbell, Tariq Hill, Mike McDaniel, their whole organization. This is why it's so disgusting. Look what cops got to deal with on a regular, just a regular, everyday, running a mill shit with black folk, man. And look at this neighborhood. Look how beautiful this neighborhood is. But niggas live there, so now it's all fucked up.
The police is here. Police ain't taking custody of none of these wild ass kids.
Please answer the phone. Ma'am, I don't see answer. Put on my voicemail. Please answer. Please answer the phone. Please answer the phone. Tim. To the police. Okay. Video.
You wouldn't even know the police was there. If you were just watching this and you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't even know police were on the scene. There's 3 police officers right there. 3 police officers right there. Salute to just some dude. He says the woman Tyreek beat should now hold a press conference stating Tyreek should be. Thank you, man. The woman who kicked in the stomach in college, man, she should do it too, man.
The police is here. Police ain't taking custody of none of these wild ass kids.
Please answer the phone. Ma'am, I don't see answer. Put on my voicemail. Please answer. Please answer the phone. Please answer the phone. Tim. To the police. Okay. Video this shit.
They about to tase his ass.
Let me go in the house. Hello? Ma'am, did you Miss Bill, do you hear all this commotion? Miss Bill.
And look, think about if you bust your ass to move into a neighborhood like this and some goddamn niggas move around it. some Negroes move around it. You done worked your whole life, honey. Finally got our piece of the pie, piece of the American dream. I found a house. It's in a quiet neighborhood, great school district. And then you get there and shit, and then niggas start moving in.
When I say these police everywhere, they got the tasers out here. Yo, do you have FaceTime? Do you have FaceTime? Okay, call me back. FaceTime me. Okay. She just answered. She said we don't have to phone to FaceTime me. She got to come up with the police got tasers and shit out here.
And it's only kids. It's only kids.
Take that guy to fucking jail.
Let's see the comments, man. DEI jobs leads to individuals without social skills in expensive neighborhoods. Yeah, giving all these black women these good jobs, man. How do they get into these nice neighborhoods? How can they afford to live there? Programs, man. Remember, this didn't happen until Obama changed the law and forced small towns and suburbs to allow Section 8. Yeah, and affordable housing, man. Yep, the Affordable Housing Act. The Affordable Housing Act. Let them move into all those Miami Dolphins players' neighborhood, man. That's really what they should do. Yeah, this look like Texas. This definitely look like Texas. That style of houses in Texas. Wow. Untenable, the true story of white ethnic flight in American cities. Untenable. Let me see if I can find that. Untenable. All right, let's see that. Let's see that video, man. Untenable, man. I'm gonna drop the link, man.
The book is called Untenable, the true story of white ethnic flight from America's cities. This book is set, it's in a large part a memoir. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, while the city was in full collapse. So I got a ringside seat on that, on what.
Oh, shit. My bad.
So I've seen the worst. Dysfunction is like a long time before other people did. And I also went back to work for the Newark Housing Authority. So I've seen the worst of the worst. I mean, it is incredible. I mean, it is so bad. And this is, some years ago. It's only gotten worse because the root problem that is fatherlessness in the Black community has only gotten worse. And no one wants to talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about it. When you go to talk about it, you get not banned, not censored. You get disinvited. And my wife is from this area. She grew up in Dunkirk. When we were first courting, I met her in graduate school. And I came back to this area. I was still only 22, 23 years old. And I was just it's so refreshing to have a town, a home you could go home to. Where the stores are there, the churches are there, your friends are there, your neighbors are there, the bars are there, the restaurants are there. For those of us who grew up in urban America and all across the Northeast, I mean, Buffalo, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, that wasn't true. My neighborhood went from being what a lot of people called idyllic as late as 1960 to being unlivable, untenable by the early 1970s. I got the title of the book from a friend. He was the last guy out on our block. And what happened in with this exodus, this diaspora of people from the cities, is that most of them turned Republican. I grew up in a totally democratic world, and we were all for JFK, et cetera. And they virtually all turned Republican. So we have our family reunion in Ocean County. And I used the occasion of my family reunion to do my book TV, because I had a captive audience. I had all these people there. So I herded them into the American Legion Hall in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. And we did it. Now, Ocean County, New Jersey, is redder than Chautauqua County. It went 2-1 Trump. This is where the people ended up. So when we left the cities, we couldn't afford to live in the nice, close, near-in suburbs. That was reserved for the people who were criticizing us as being racist. So we had families that had to move 50, 60 miles away and find the home. And this is all what the book is about. But when I came to here, where people didn't have to move, they lived where they lived, and they still do, they still can. And it was just enormously heartening and refreshing to know that that could happen. So my friend, though, is the one who stayed a Democrat. And I was visiting with him a year or so ago when I was doing research for the book. And he was hosting us because he's had a stroke, and he can't get out that much. And his wife is there hovering in the background, totally woke, And so he's trying to be polite and trying to not to offend her, His father was a union guy, which is why he stayed Democrat. And so he's arguing against interest. What I asked him, I said, Artie, you're the last guy in our block to leave. Everyone else had gone he's early 70s. He's there, living there with his widowed mother. He's probably in his early 20s. And I said, why did you leave? Why finally did you leave? And he said, he struggles to talk a little bit. He said, well, Jack, it became untenable. And I said, what do you mean by untenable? He said, well, when your home's invaded for the second time, that's untenable.
Oh, wow.
When your mother is mugged for the second time, that's untenable. So you take his story times a million, and you have the story of white ethnic flight from America's cities. I added white to the title because only whites are shamed for doing what we did. Michelle Obama's family fled her neighborhood, violated it was a Class C misdemeanor for her family to send her to school where they did. If she got caught, they would have to pay the school district back. But she gets to condemn white people, which she's done. In my neighborhood, one of the guys who lived in my neighborhood was a guy named John Houston. He's a generation older than me. He married a woman named Sissy Dugard, and they had and I got into this story because I asked one of the guys I talked to at least 50 people from my neighborhood about their experiences. I said, do you have any black people living on your block? And he said, yeah. He said, there was this one family down the street that had a little girl who became a famous singer. And I said, Whitney Houston? He goes, oh yeah, that's her. That's her. It was Whitney Houston. So I checked it out. I got Sissy's book, the mom's book, and to see if he was right, and he was wrong. So Whitney didn't live on our block, and the mom didn't live on our block, but the father did. And so Whitney Houston, as a grandchild, and when she was a little girl, would come to visit her grandfather who lived on his block, and that's his connection to it. But I started reading about her story, and this is just classic. She writes a memoir about Whitney after Whitney died, and she said, we lived in this nice little village in Newark. We were really happy there. We had a mixed ethnic, racial neighborhood, and then the violence got bad, and the crime got bad, and then the riots came. And I turned to John. I said, we got to get out of here. 3 years later, they moved to the suburbs. There's no shame to that. Donda West lives in the same neighborhood in Chicago as Michelle Obama. Her son goes out to the park. He's about 10 years old. Some guys mug him. They cut up the tires on his bike, take the bike. And she says, if they can do that to my little Kanye, we're out of here. This is Kanye West's mother. She goes, and then she says in her memoir, call it black flight, call it whatever, but we're gone. But only white people are shamed for doing this. It's what any responsible parent would do under the same circumstances. So that's basically what the book is about. But really, I would say if I have a message, a call to arms, it would be to, and I'd like to take some Q&A here rather than talk anymore. The need, and you guys are, I'm speaking to the choir here, you know this because you're here, the need to stand up and speak out. And the French have an expression, always live on last year's income, which means that when you go to work in the morning, you should be prepared to make it your last day if you have to. And I know there's some people here who have and will, but it's not easy when you're living week to week. But if you got that year behind you, you can be your own person when you go to work. There's a line that you're not going to cross. There's a vaccine you're not going to take. That.
Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Jack Cashiel, he cooking, man. He's cooking.
Is basically my story in a nutshell. The book is in large part memoir, and it's It's getting wonderful reviews because it's a very readable book. It's it's both comic, poignant, heartwarming, whatever. It involves stories of my parents and that generation, the great generation, the greatest generation. We grew up, of course, in baby boomers. All of our parents were veterans. All of our fathers were veterans. All of them, not all of them, but virtually all of them. Virtually all of them served. My father was in the Pacific and in the Navy, but that wasn't unusual. That was expected. And then they came back, bought a home, and we had a 1880s fixer-upper. That my father bought for $7,000 and tried to build a life. And then our neighborhoods collapsed, and then we were scolded. And so I'm here to fight back. And I know I came to exactly the right place to find people who like to fight back. So I'll just give you what I was fortunate to have the 1950 census come out in 2022. They wait 72 years to release each census. I don't know if anyone does ancestry and stuff. They know that. It's like JFK's brain or something. You gotta wait 72 years. But here's what my block. It was one street, 1 block long. It was a narrow one-way street. Just as one block, one street and block as synonyms. There were 360, in 1950, there were 363 people living on the block. This just before we moved in. They list households. And they list, they're sexist, they list the male as the head of the household. 85 households on my block. 83 of them had a male head of household, right? 2 widows. This is post-war, you expect that. Of the 83 males, 79 had jobs. 2 were retired, 2 were unemployed. The 79 jobs, I list many of them in the book. It's fascinating. Virtually every blue-collar occupation you could think of short of a lumberjack. There were rubber molders, casket makers. One guy was a huckster. But of the 79 families, 30 of them had a woman working outside the home. And my favorite of all the titles was this woman who lists her profession as janitress, right? She's proud both of her job and her sex, right? Today you have to call actresses actors. They call themselves actors. Why de-sex yourself, Yeah. But here, this woman embraced them both. So,
man, salute to him, man.
Good to see him healthy.
Yeah, man. White flight, man.
I watched your career, and we've talked off mic, and I love the work that you're doing that no one knows about, but it's important in terms of equity and giving us a fair shot and giving us a leg up in this space that is not fair on any level, but we use that as an excuse to not excel. So let me just thank you for that. Tell us about these myths around equity that we should know.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it. And, I've had the opportunity to be engaged with a number of business leaders over the past 4 months or so in the wake of George Floyd's murder. And it was on my spirit to produce a video. I call it Candid Conversation with a Black Businessman. And the subtitle, 7 Myths of Racial Equity. Folks go to my Twitter or my Instagram, they can find the link, or just go to YouTube and search on 7 Myths of Racial Equity. And it is my message to the business community of what we need to be doing right now in order for Black people to find justice. And some of this stuff is stuff that's long overdue. The conversations are being had now. And so let's seize the window, and not, to our earlier conversation, let's not sit around and complain about what's not happening. Let's step up and make some things happen. So just a couple of myths I lay out. I'm not going to go through all 7. Folks can go watch the video to get all 7. But one of the myths is that people act like the problem is racist community policing. Like, that's one of the myths, that like we focus in on the police officer who did the unjust thing. I'm like, that's a myth. The problem is not racist community policing. The problem is racism. And if you focus on the police officer, you've got your eyes off the prize, because the symptom is community policing, the source is racism, and there's other symptoms of the source besides community policing. Talk to anybody in corporate America. They're seeing symptoms of the source. We're not in the C-suite. We're CEOs. We're not represented at the executive levels or on boards. So if you only focus on the symptom and miss the source, you're missing other forms of the symptom that are playing out in lots of other walks of life where inequities and disparities are playing out. So that's one of the myths. I'll give you one more. I mentioned it earlier. Lots of folks are pledging dollars. Lots of folks are making commitments. I'm like, if you, a commitment to pledge dollars that is not committing to also spending on Black businesses is not a complete plan. That's a myth. It's a myth that you can say, I'm going to pledge my money to community activities or donate to causes. And I'm not hating on donating to causes. All I'm saying is if you're not putting dollars in the hands of Black business owners, you've missed the mark once again. Because 90% of net jobs come from small business. No, I'm sorry, 98% of jobs.
We was CEOs. Are you muted?
These people are. He said the Black Squidward. Yo, that's insane, man. Salute to Baby King, man. Let's get this cracking, man.
Well, this jarring incident has really shaken up this relatively quiet stretch of 80th Street. This all went down at about 4 in the morning.
It's definitely a shock. It's not something I would expect from this area, definitely.
Neighbors were stunned as NYPD investigators moved in and out of the house collecting evidence. Detectives say 4 men wearing hoodies broke into the front window. They hit the 2 men inside the home in their heads and tied them up along with a 19-year-old woman using zip ties. Then the crooks proceeded to take watches, designer bags, and cash before fleeing in a dark-colored vehicle. Residents of the home did not come to the door when we dropped by after police left, as Merelda Matos lives on the block.
This neighborhood is pretty safe. It's safer than the one I previously lived in before, definitely.
Maria Menino is in the home right next door to where the home invasion happened. She says people living here generally keep to themselves. Is the neighborhood generally pretty safe, pretty quiet?
So far, never happened nothing. But now, I don't know. Yeah. Everything is changed. I don't know why.
We're speaking generally.
Police adding
what else can we generalize
at this hour, not offering descriptions or pictures of the suspects, even though this block, including the house in question, have a lot of high definition cameras on them. Police not even saying if this was truly random or if there was some sort of connection between the victims and the suspects. When we know more, we'll let you know. Live in Bensonhurst, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.
All right.
Meanwhile, a man is in jail now, accused of murder at the Indiana Convention Center downtown.
It follows a seemingly unprovoked attack Wednesday.
Yeah, that was crazy. The for sale sign right there. He was like, "I'm getting the hell away from these Negroes, man."
Yeah, that's the for sale sign set up, right?
Of murder at the Indiana Convention Center downtown.
It follows a seemingly unprovoked attack Wednesday night. Fox 59's Jesse Wells talked to police and shares their message to anyone visiting downtown.
While the homicide here at the convention center proves that violence can take place anywhere at any time, IMPD insists that in general, the convention center and downtown are as safe as any place in the city.
Just before 6:30 Wednesday night, witnesses at the Indiana Convention Center called police and reported an employee was being brutally attacked. When officers arrived, they found the victim lying in a pool of blood with a box-cutting knife and a wire cord nearby. That man died after being rushed to the hospital.
Our hearts and go out to the victim's family. It's certainly an unfortunate incident. However, we're committed to the safety of the citizens of Indianapolis.
Police claim witnesses saw 33-year-old Brian Fulton wrap some sort of...
That looked like my man. I got a homeboy who looked just like this, man. Man, Los, man. God damn, Los.
For the citizens of Indianapolis.
Police claim witnesses saw 33-year-old Brian Fulton wrap some sort of wire or cord around the victim's neck several times and strangled him until he stopped moving.
Jeez.
According to court records, the victim, Al Gosnell, who worked with the Capital Improvement Board for more than 10 years.
Al Gosnell. That sounds like a glider, man. I'm sorry, that's a glider name, right?
Perhaps.
Al Gosnell, Indianapolis. Let's see. Well, look here. Let me pull this. Let me see. Pull him up, man. Let me find some images of Al Gosnell, man. Damn, man. Killed Al. He ain't gonna be on the gun memorial because this is a choking. But yeah, he worked for the board. I can't find a picture of Al, but I think Al's a glider, man.
Several times and strangled him until he stopped moving. According to court records, the victim, Al Gosnell, who worked with the Capital Improvement Board for more than 10 years, begged for his life and asked the suspect to please stop. Employees at the convention center then quickly followed the suspect as he walked out door 9 and flagged down police who took Fulton into custody near the Greyhound bus station. Police praised that assistance.
They were able to get us that information that we needed. And again, that individual was taken into custody within minutes.
The killing marks the third homicide in downtown this year, which, as the numbers show, continues to trend down compared to recent year-end totals, which peaked in 2020 and 2021.
We've hosted tons of events throughout downtown, and we want folks to know that you're safe. Downtown accounts for about 5% of crime throughout the entire city. Violent crime throughout downtown is down about 20%.
So you're safe downtown, relatively. I would agree with that. Downtown, most cities, man, just for the sheer numbers, it's kind of like a school of fish. Like the odds of you being, you know what I'm saying, getting caught, or a herd of, you know, buffalo or something, a herd of antelope, you know, it's like you're protected by the herd. Some of y'all gonna get picked off by the lions, but there's so many of y'all down there that it makes you safe.
12%.
Following the murder Wednesday night, Fulton told police he was with the military and the CIA and had neutralized an international terrorist nuclear threat. The true motive for the attack remains unclear.
Nice story.
Finally, the suspect is being held with.
How do you know that's not the true motive, man? Brother said he is, this Black Jason Bourne, man. Brother, a spy.
And had neutralized an
% of crime throughout the entire city. Violent crime throughout downtown is down about 12%.
Following the murder Wednesday night, Fulton told police he was with the military and the CIA and had neutralized an international terrorist nuclear threat. The true motive for the attack remains unclear.
Finally, the suspect is being held without bond on a preliminary charge of murder. Ultimately, it will be up to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office to file formal charges in the case. Jesse Wells, Fox 59 News.
All right, we are back now to the breaking news we have been covering from the start of this broadcast. 2 teens shot this morning in Southeast, happening on 8th Street just before 10 o'clock this morning. The teens believed to be 16 and 17 years of age. Police say they ran to KIPP DC Legacy College Prep in Southeast for help. News 4's Dominique Moody now has made his way to the scene, joins us live with the very latest. What have we learned, Dominique?
Hey, man, didn't you just kill somebody in Indianapolis, man?
Erica, so far, like you mentioned, we know that 2 teenagers were shot. We know a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old. Both of those teenagers were taken to the hospital. They are suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. That's the last update that we got from DC Police. I want to show you exactly what we're seeing right now. Jeff, if we can, go ahead and show exactly what we're seeing. And that is some of the officers that are set up here on 8th Street, along 8th Street. And really what we have been seeing from some of the officers here on scene is that they have been working inside of the school and on the outside of the school, really trying to piece together how this all exactly happened and how those two teenagers were able to make it to this school. So police tell us that they were shot at another location near 8th Street, and then they ran here to the school. And from there, that's when police got here, and that's when they were.
So why is this not national news, man? This is school shooting, man. 2 kids get shot and they run into the school, man. That's a big deal, man.
I know why, because then they can't do the whole, gliders are the maniacal school shooters. They really need that, little card to play.
Yeah, but why they not looking for these guys harder, man? These guys, like this is dangerous, man. You shooting people near schools and they running into the schools and shit. This is dangerous, man. This is a big deal, man.
We're trying to make sure that they were okay and make sure that they can take them away safely. Now, through the last couple of minutes, we have been seeing some of the officers kind of going in and out of the school. Some of them have been bringing evidence out as well. I want to tell you, and I want to see if we can, real quickly, if we can bring up that video or those pictures that police released not too long ago. This is showing you the car that police said got away from this scene after that shooting. Police say that it was a black truck with California tags. They are not sure yet of those California tags numbers. However, you are seeing exactly what they say, the car that got away from this scene.
No way them kids is still in that car. That car's probably burnt up somewhere.
And after the shooting, we also had a chance to speak with one of the witnesses who was not too far from the shooting. She heard the shots. I want to allow you guys to listen to what she had to say. Let's go ahead and take the
DC sisters are the best interviews, man, on these crime stories, man. They hold the title, man.
Take what she had to say.
I was sitting on my walker. So when I hear the shot, I just laid back down because I ain't want no bullet coming in the house getting me. So, and I knew it was one of these kids that I saw the kids running over there to the school where they go to.
And again, that was one of the witnesses and the woman who lives not too far away from this school. She told me that she heard the shots and that she got down on the ground to make sure that she was safe. But what we're seeing right now is very active situation and investigation from DC police. Again, those two teenagers shot a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old. Police are still actively investigating. I want to actually show you something right here. You can see some of the.
Did he say those two majors? He called them majors, man.
To make sure that she was safe. But what we're seeing right now is very active situation and investigation from DC police. Again, those two teenagers.
Those two teenagers.
Active situation and investigation from DC police. Again, those two teenagers shot a 16-year-old, 17-year-old. Police are still actively investigating. I want to actually show you something right here. You can see some of the investigators still trying to collect some of that evidence and put it inside of that brown bag. They have been doing that for the last couple of minutes. Again, officers have several streets closed down to this part of the school. And so we wanted to try to see if we can get a little bit closer to give you guys a better vantage point of what is happening out front. And this is where we believe that the shooting victims actually came to. And so that's why they're collecting some of this evidence right here. And so that's what we're seeing right now. Erica, right back to you.
Dominique, so can you show me if your photographer can widen out just a little bit? Is there some sort of like a circle before you get to the school? Where exactly do you know where the students made it up to? Did they actually get?
They need to be charged, everyone involved, and the parents.
Teenagers under arrest in Milwaukee for a shocking attack captured on some disturbing video. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Natalie Shepard.
I'm Jessa Bricebeck. We appreciate you being there. And yes, that video is quite disturbing. Multiple videos, actually, of a group of people beating up elderly men has the community outraged tonight. Give
me a description on these teens, man.
You already know.
They're naggers.
Son.
Majors.
Right, majors.
That's the new name we're gonna use, y'all. Majors.
Listen, man. There's only one group it could. If this is not sons, If this is not a bunch of nagers who did this, it's like, it's shocking. It's like literally like pigs flying. This 3 teenagers bloody attack on elderly men. This is 1,000%. I will bet. I would put $100 on this, man. I will put $100 that this
Put
is.
my whole 401. I put my whole 401k plan on that shit.
Everyone involved and the parents.
Teenagers under arrest in Milwaukee for a shocking attack captured on some disturbing video. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Natalie Shepard.
I'm Jessa Brycebeck. We appreciate you being there. And yes, that video is quite disturbing. Multiple videos, actually, of a group of people beating up elderly men has the community outraged tonight. 3 teenagers are in custody in connection to the attack.
CBS 58's Stephanie Rodriguez spoke with the family of 2 of the victims about what they would like to see happen next. She joins us live in Walker's Point with the story tonight. Stephanie?
Natalie Jessup, it was here in this alley that those 3 men were beat bloody by a large mob. The attack has the Southside community asking for accountability.
Oh, wow.
There was no physical threat from the elderly gentleman.
Oh, wow. These are a bunch of hombredos.
My uncle and my dad.
Felipe Martinez
No, that's the son.
tells me this video that circulated on social media shows his father, Freddie Vega, and
these are sons. These are sons. These are sons. You almost lost your 401k, man. You can retire, man. Now, man, you lucky. You lucky, man. You can retire and you can go to Miami, man. Live with the Jews down in Miami, man. After this.
This video that circulated on social media shows his father, Freddie Vega, and his uncle, Jesus Andino, being assaulted by a group of teenagers.
Sons beating the crap out of hombredos, man. Hombredos ain't gonna have this, man. Hombredos not gonna stand for this, man.
They do it too.
These ain't immigrants, though. These are not. I don't think these are immigrants. Milwaukee has homegrown. They got like Puerto Ricans. These ain't like Mexicans. These like Puerto Rican type. They not gonna stand for this. It's gonna be hell to pay, man, for this one.
Teenagers on Wednesday.
Apparently, there was a fight that stemmed at Bradley Tech, which is the high school nearby, and it proceeded to move on to McDonald's.
Martinez owns the building next to the fast food restaurant on National Avenue the 2 were standing by.
He was telling us to move away from the vehicles. And at that point in one of the videos, you can see that my father kind of intervenes. He's telling my uncle to leave it alone. Out of nowhere, they just start throwing punches.
Another man, a 53-year-old, was also injured. Milwaukee police confirmed 3 males, 2 14-year-olds and 1 15-year-old are in custody facing aggravated assault charges.
People are surprised that it happened to him, of all people.
Martinez says his father was released from the hospital after suffering serious injuries.
He's definitely in a lot of pain. It's hard for him to move. I did have to assist him to get up out of bed to go to the bathroom.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson condemned the incident, saying, quote, the attack on the victim.
Of course, that's the mayor. Only he could win an election in a place like this, man. And how many months before he gets brought up on charges for some kind of corruption?
6 months.
You said how many?
6.
6 months? You give him 6 months?
Yeah, that's like the new trend
within
now.
the year.
Without any conceivable justification, the victims have my prayers for a speedy recovery. Those responsible for the attacks must be held strictly accountable. But Martinez and others who rallied outside Bradley Tech want more than a statement.
If they're not reaching out, I mean, again, it's like, do you really care?
Look at all these hombredos, man. Look at them. They protest for shit like this, not just police shit. Like this is wrong, man. Beating up them old men like that, man, because they told you to take your fight away from their cars and stuff, so because you would have damaged their cars You niggas destroy every goddamn thing in your path. These on burritos, man. I would say they get an N-word pass, but on burritos use the N-word more than us do. So it's
Yeah, how about that?
So it's like we can't even give you an N-word pass, man. We got to think of another parting gift for you guys, man.
Nagers.
Yeah, Nagers, man.
They say they want to sit down with MPD, MPS, and the mayor to find a solution to the violence.
We tired of them, giving us the run around and always telling us that they're gonna fix something, but they never do anything.
That's right, man. You tell them, man. You tell them on burrito. These on burritos can speak English. These some English speaking on burritos, man. You don't fuck with the wrong one, man.
About it.
Mayor Johnson also said that he would like to see Milwaukee Public Schools restore police officers with urgency. That's something that people we talked to today said they also agree with. Police continue seeking additional suspects. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Stephanie Rodriguez, CBS 58.
He said South Side. That's right, man. What your hood, man?
Police found a man unresponsive near a car that crashed on Livingston Road Southeast. Police say the victim is 70-year-old Jonathan Reeves. News 4's
Oh God, another 70-year-old man. Who stabbed up this 70-year-old man in D.C., in Southeast D.C., man?
A tiger.
Tiger? Okay, we're going to see, man. You going to put your 401k on that?
Maybe a penny.
Okay.
Dominic Moody spoke with Reeves' loved ones about the unimaginable tragedy.
Relative. Shout out to Guy Ninja, man. Shout out to Guy Ninja, man. In the building, Guy Ninja. Aqua Nation Hall of Fame. Shout out to my man Andy. Andy Armour, man. He said, have a good night. What does that mean, 07? What does that mean when they do the 07 like that?
Not sure.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know what that means. But whatever that means, man, salute to you, man. As long as there ain't no funny shit, no gay shit, man. Salute to you, man.
The unimaginable tragedy.
Relatives often called him Johnny. To the world, he was 70-year-old Jonathan Reeves. Family members tell News 4 he was known for his laid-back personality, with love for roller skating and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Reeves' brother, Tim, fought back tears outside this Northwest funeral home, days before he and his family are set to lay his brother to rest.
Johnny was like the pearl and the diamond and the ruby of a family. It was the energy.
DC police say they received a call about a crash on Livingston Road in Southeast around 3:40 a.m.
This right here is the trenches. This right on the border, man. Right on the border of DC and Prince George's County. It's the trenches, Jack. It's so bad around here. The other side of this area on PG County might be worse than this side. Bad over there, Jack.
Crash on Livingston Road in Southeast around 3:40 a.m. on Tuesday morning. When officers got to the scene, they noticed that a car had crashed into a telephone pole and found Reeves in the middle of the street with several stab wounds. He was pronounced dead on.
Look at Herb, man. Shout out to Herb, man.
With several stab wounds. He was pronounced dead.
Girl, I see you on TV, girl.
Of the street with several stab wounds. He was pronounced dead on the scene.
It hit me that I'm not gonna see my brother no more. I never want no family to ever experience this.
DC investigators say they're working to determine a motive and any.
You know how crazy this is? This thing about this. This man right here is just as likely to get his ass kicked on the street as anybody. Because he's in a black neighborhood. Think about that. There's no other place in the world, no other neighborhood in the world where that guy is in just as much danger as anybody to getting their ass kicked on the street.
Determine a motive and any suspect information. Loved ones say Reeves was out with some friends before he was killed. Reeves' brother tells News 4 that his brother recently retired after working 25 years as a pipe and mechanical installer. He, along with his family, say they're hoping for justice for their brother.
But the fact is, man, I'm gonna miss my brother, man. I just want this thing to be over, and we got to get through this.
DC police say they are offering a $25,000 reward for anyone with any information about this case. As for Reeves' family, they say they are currently making arrangements for his funeral. In the district, Dominique Moody, News 4.
Dang. Oh. Dang. Shit, man. Oh yeah, let me do that one. I meant to do this one the other day. I meant to do this the other day. This happened last, and I think this one happened like last week.
Two Nigerian men sentenced in the sextortion scheme that led to the suicide of a Michigan teen. 17-year-old Jordan DeMay of Marquette died in March of 2022 after investigators say brothers Samuel and Samson Ogoshi pretended to be a young woman on social media, encouraging teen boys and young men like DeMay to send sexually explicit images before blackmailing their victims for money and threatening to send those photos to their friends, family, and classmates. The brothers pleaded guilty to conspiracy to sexually exploit minors. They were sentenced to 17 and a half years. After the proceedings, the prosecuting attorney shared why this case is so groundbreaking. TV5's James Felton joins us now with more. James?
Mark Totten, who is the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Michigan, called today a very significant day.
It sends a message to every criminal or would-be criminal around the world that wherever they are, we will chase them down and we will find them to hold them accountable.
Mark Totten, the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Michigan, was joined by Jordan DeMay's mother, father, and stepmother outside the federal courthouse in Marquette. In March 2022, 17-year-old Jordan died by suicide after falling victim to a sextortion scheme that Samuel and Samson Ogoshi were part of. The Nigerian men who pled guilty to conspiracy to sexually exploit minors were sentenced to 17 and a half years in federal prison. Marquette County investigators believe the popular high school senior sent nude pictures of himself over Instagram in return for pictures sent to him. He thought he was talking with a teenage girl. It was a trap. The person on the other end demanded DeMay send $1,000 or the pictures would go to family and friends. But DeMay could only come up with $300. Hours later, he died by suicide.
Are you serious?
This is shocking that they went away for 17 years. I cannot believe that.
Wait, he rather delete himself than let his people see his wee-wee?
Yeah, but remember, this is a glider. You got to look at it through the glider lens.
Okay, yo, yeah, explain that to us. Give it to us. Paul.
It's like the glider just we talked about this like a million times, pluses and minuses. Like the glider is more evolved. So like he thinks more about everything. He thinks more about, oh shit, what did my parents see like my dick that got leaked to some Nigerians that I thought were women? Like the shame will be too much for him, so he has to do like the suicide. Whereas if this was just a son, man, he like wouldn't even give a fuck.
Yeah, if this was a son, man, he'd have stuck a cucumber into the grill of a car and bounced on it in public, man, right next to a school.
No shame.
Especially as a teen, this kid, if he was like 25, 30, if he was like a 40-year-old glider, he'd be like, all right, fuck off. And then he'd throw a cucumber at them. But, a young teen glider male, like, is fucking vulnerable to these fucking crazy ass Nigerians. Like, it makes perfect sense to me, at least.
So you would have contemplated this if this was you. Because here's my thing. Let me just say this. If it's just a dick pic, I can't fathom it But if the guys were like, yeah, I want you to like play with your butt or something, or do something with your butt and send it to me, then I could understand, I guess, more. But if it's just a dick pic, I just can't fathom
Yeah,
it.
my mom and my pop like pause, but I mean,
They
them
watch
niggas
it
watch
when you
me up
see
like as a baby. Like I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
care.
saying, yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Even if it is just a dick pic, you got to remember, right? Like, we'll think for most things in life, most things are worse in your head than they actually are in real life, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So even if it is just a dick pic, that can still drive a young glider fucking crazy. So, yeah.
He killed himself it wasn't like he contemplated it for a long time. As soon as they got the picture, they're like, yeah, no. And he killed himself hours later. He didn't this is nothing. He had great family, he's from a great family, a loving family, they say grace, they do chores and shit, like that type of family and shit, no phones at the fucking dinner table type shit, a town and shit, nice town. Like, there was nobody he could talk to.
No.
Yeah.
He didn't have Auk Nation to talk to. Like, he didn't have nothing. Like, he would have been like the most gigantic, biggest fucking glider letdown ever to his family and his community.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so sad, man. Look at them two little girls, man. They like, where's our brother? And he's like, oh, he's not coming back because of these two proto-humans. They learn how to use a computer and shit.
like flip it around. Imagine this glider posing as a girl, trying to get these motherfuckers to pay him $300.
They would be like, fuck off.
Exactly. Like, there's just no way.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like he should have known better than to send his meat on the gram. Like, that's kind of wild.
For real.
Well, here's the thing, though.
That's teens for you.
Let's not even say that, because young people are doing things like they're doing foolish things all the time, and you see a girl, she's showing you interest. Finally, like a girl showing you interest online, you're like, oh shit, like I can understand that. It's just the neurotic. Is that neuroticism, kind of like
something like that? Yeah,
do something like like that, like where you just like, yo, he killed himself like 2 hours later. They had only this whole situation that we're talking about lasted 2 hours from the time they got the pic and were like, all right, now we're gonna send it to you. We're not really the girl. We're gonna send it to you. Send us $1,000. This is a 2 hour frame between that time and the time he killed himself. Because here's my thing: killing yourself is a huge deal. Like, a lot of people couldn't kill themselves if they tried. Like, how do you think about it? Right. We're all adults, and when we think about killing ourselves, like, yo, that's an undertaking. This kid came to grips with that within 2 hours and executed it.
The shame, shame. He probably had a young glider girl that he had a crush on. He's thinking, oh my gosh, she's gonna find out about this. Like, it's unfortunately all in his head.
She's gonna find out about it when you kill yourself too, though.
Yeah, right. But you won't be there, so it won't matter, right?
Damn.
Wow.
Then she would eventually find out if he tried to smash.
That nigga tripping.
Yo, y'all different, but yeah, I guess like these guys right here, they don't care one bit about him. They're mad that they care about the consequences. Don't get me wrong, they're doing 17. They were extradited from Nigeria.
That's crazy. Really, that's crazy.
Yeah, let me play the rest.
1.5 years in federal prison. Marquette County investigators believe the popular high school senior sent nude pictures of himself over Instagram in return for pictures sent to him. He thought he was talking with a teenage girl. It was a trap. The person on the other end demanded DeMay send $1,000 or the pictures would go to family and friends. But DeMay could only come up with $300. Hours later, he died by suicide.
Samuel and Samson Ogashi were part of a scheme that even encouraged Jordan DeMay to take his life when he could no longer give them money.
According to court records, this is the first time Nigerian nationals have been extradited to the U.S. to face justice as part of a sextortion scheme.
I think there has been a sense for a long time in some
They were
of these
still
other
given a
countries
cell phone and a cash
that
card,
you
though.
could commit these crimes and altogether escape justice, that you could hound victims, that you could pretend to be somebody you're not, that you could make demands about money, that you could encourage people to take their lives, and that you could be essentially immune from justice. What happens today makes very clear that if that day existed in the past, it does not exist anymore.
A third Nigerian national, Ezekiel Robert, is also charged in the sextortion scheme that resulted in the death of Jordan DeMay. A Nigerian court has ordered Robert to be extradited to the United States. He has appealed that decision, and the matter is before the High Nigerian Court. Back to you.
Thank you, James. U.S. Attorney Totten
Man.
also unsealed the federal indictment in a separate case against 5 defendants accused of facilitating that sextortion scheme. The men from Georgia and 1 from Alabama are accused of controlling the designated financial accounts for the scheme. Prosecutors allege they would keep a portion of the victim's money and then convert the rest into Bitcoin to send to an unindicted Nigerian co-conspirator who would then send it to the sextortionists. The 5 are accused of laundering more than 107.
Yeah, speaking of white people just being different, man, I want to show you this. Salute to Open Gate, man. He says Milwaukee checking in. That's a mixed hood. He's talking about where those senior citizens got beat up, mostly burritos. It's also a gay district, gay bars galore. Yeah, man. Okay, man. Gay district, man. But hey, man, listen. Those old men were down there during the day, and those sun teens were down there during the day. And those gay people better hope that them sun teens don't come around at night, man. They gonna be in trouble, man. Let's see what's going on with white people though. This is an interesting story. This is out of where is this out of? Hold on. So here we go. Parents of the boy who was killed by a Haitian illegal in Springfield, Ohio, say they wish a white person killed him because Republicans are criticizing illegals. In a video filmed by Julio Rosas, the father unleashed on Republicans, saying, "I wish Aiden Clark was killed by a 60-year-old white man. And I bet you never thought anyone would ever say something so blunt. But if that guy killed my 11-year-old son, the incessant group of hate-spewing people would leave us alone." Chip Roy, J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump, they have spoken my son's name and used his death for political gain. They can vomit all the hate they want about illegals in a border crisis and even untrue claims about fluffy pets being ravaged and eaten by community members. However, they are not allowed, nor have they ever been allowed to mention Aiden Clark from Springfield, Ohio. So this is a white guy, man, who's explain this to us too, man.
Like it's just
hold on, let me play it.
program.
Let me play it first.
You know, I wish that my son, Aiden Clark, was killed by a 60-year-old white man. And I bet you never thought anyone would ever say something so blunt. But if that guy killed my 11-year-old son, the incessant group of hate-spewing people would leave us alone. The last thing that we need is to have the worst day of our lives violently and constantly shoved in our faces. But even that's not good enough for them. They take it one step further. They make it seem as though our wonderful Aiden appreciates your hate, that we should follow their hate. And look what you've done to us. We have to get up here and beg them to stop. Using Aiden as a political tool is, to say the least, reprehensible for any political purpose.
Bruh.
Speaking of morally bankrupt, politicians Bernie Moreno, Chip Roy, J.D. Vance, and Donald Trump, they have spoken my son's name and used his death for political gain. This needs to stop now. They can vomit all the hate they want about illegal immigrants, the border crisis, and even untrue claims about fluffy pets being ravaged and eaten by community members.
By community members.
However, they are not allowed, nor have they ever been allowed to mention Aiden Clark from Springfield, Ohio. I will listen to them one more time to hear their apologies. To clear the air, my son, Aiden Clark, was not murdered. He was accidentally killed by an immigrant from Haiti.
Bruh. Who does that?
No, he did not say
Who goes
that.
out of their way to defend the killer?
So wait, so he's more mad at Trump for talking about it than he is at the immigrant for slaughtering his child.
I wish I could say he's a good Christian, but I know he's not.
No, if he was a good Christian, he wouldn't be mad at Trump. He would just be like, I understand Trump's anger and we're angry too, but that's not the way to handle it. He would say something like that if he was a good Christian.
Right.
He's a Democrat.
The mentally ill Democrat.
How does this become a Trump problem?
Honestly, this is some paid actor shit. Like, this whole thing is like, this is so insane.
No,
it's hard to
really
believe
like
it's real.
the ones in DC are worse than this guy, but so like I can't go with the paid actor thing because I'm seeing these people in real life.
Definitely real.
He a crisis actor.
I still don't understand. I just want to understand like why.
Yeah, please, gliders. Can we let the gliders break this down? Because I don't understand this shit. I need a thorough, like, advanced prefrontal
well, here's my
cortex glider explanation for this one. This shit makes no sense.
Well, it's probably easier for him to take this position than it is for him to say, I've been wrong all this time by buying what the Democrats have been telling me. And that's
part of it, yeah.
You know, he's so deeply invested in that. It's part of his morality and what he's taught his kids and what he and his neighbors do to each other while their community slowly disintegrates. And now he has to sort of accept that this is part of the cost of that position. It's grim.
They have a faith in politics, which means they have to pick a party. And then that faith really gets pretty ugly.
Plus, they get points for like, like look at the lady. Is that his wife? I don't know. Right next to him, with this like kind of approving smile, like, "Oh, you're doing the right thing, Mr. Cuckold Glider." Like, let's make this about loving immigrants with like a 70 IQ and dogging on Donald Trump. So it's just more of the same bullshit, basically. But yeah,
so,
gliders just express their neuroticism differently than suns do because we're different. So yeah.
So this isn't the Jews' fault, right? Or do the Jews play a?
Probably
I'm just asking. I'm not trying to put anything on.
It's like the Juice Crew knows that the glider DNA is different, so it's not like the Juice Crew is doing all of this, but like they're giving the glider DNA like a nice little kick out the door, like they're putting you down the path, and then they're just kind of letting it go on its own type thing.
The Juice Crew knows gliders better than gliders know themselves.
Yeah, the Juice Crew is a whole different animal.
Oh, go ahead, no guy.
Think of it this way: like, if let's say, okay, we have all the Juice Crew, right? All right, we know they do their shit, whatever. Let's say all the Juice Crew just like took off to Mars tomorrow, and there was none of them left on the planet. This shit that we're seeing right here would still self-replicate itself. You don't need the Juice, like the monster has its own like ability to keep going. You don't need the Juice Crew anymore at this point.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just
they already planted the seed.
So are you? Is this kind of like a way of saying the Jews are like the top of the food chain as
Yeah.
far as like mental acuity? Because this sounds like they're like the
That's what they'll
puppet
tell you.
master pulling all the strings, and it's like
No, I'm saying more like basically, like if you light a fire in the middle of the forest with a match, you don't need to come back the next day later and throw another new match on it, right? You just need the
right.
one, let it go on its own type thing.
Plant the seed. Yup.
Okay, so let's read the comments, man. Oh, he's still gonna talk for a while. Hold on, let's see.
This tragedy is felt all over this community, the state, and even the nation. But don't spin this towards hate. In order to live like Aiden, you need to accept everyone. Choose to shine, make the difference, lead the way, and be the
Everyone.
inspiration. What many people in this community and state and nation are doing is the opposite of what you should be doing. Sure, we have our problems here in Springfield and in the US, but does Aiden Clark have anything to do with that? Did you know that an 11-year-old boy could be passionate about gardening, that he could haggle for a better price at a yard sale?
Let's read the
With Aiden gone, his cat's gonna need a new owner. Just putting that out there to all the Haitians.
Wow. Let's see.
I'm not gonna curse, but you know, you're the one who decided you're gonna kick out the homeless people that walked over 90 miles over here in Humboldt Park. Gave them bleep. I'm not gonna curse, but you know, fill in the blanks. So how foul.
Hold on, let me just read the comments. So I think this is what Trump uses.
I'm Amanda Kiefer. I don't feel like I belong on the stage with the folks here since I seem to have gotten off kind of easy with just a fractured skull. I didn't lose loved ones, but the night I was walking to dinner in Pacific Heights, it was a nice neighborhood. You wouldn't expect broad daylight for something violent to happen to you on the way to dinner. My purse was stolen and I stepped into the street and the car he jumped into came at me. I jumped up on the hood to avoid getting run over and he floored it and hit the brakes. The police were great. They had caught him and his accomplice in a really short time because I remember being on a gurney in the hallway of the hospital and I had to ID them. They were laughing as they fractured my skull. What was really the worst part about it all, though, is when I found out that taxpayer money was paying for job training for this guy who avoided going to prison for the first felony he committed for jobs he couldn't legally hold. It was kind of a wake-up moment for me, and I moved out of San Francisco because I didn't feel safe there. And I don't think our country is going to be safe under Kamala Harris.
Whatever
Wow.
job she had, she could probably say goodbye to it now.
Yeah, definitely. She's fucked. Let's read some of these comments of some more of these comments from this guy, man. It says, just like Arlington, Trump disparages those in pain. I was moved to tears watching and listening to Nathan Clark speak so eloquently about his amazing son. Wow. It speaks volume that Nathan and his wife and their integrity to still instill such values in an 11-year-old child. The Clark family of Springfield, Ohio, live like the Clarks. Thank you so much for saying this, Nathan Clark. During your time of grief, you should not have had to address this hate, and Aiden's memory should not have been tarnished by politicians capitalizing on his death. I'm so sorry for your loss. Hashtag stop the hate. Hashtag live like Aiden. He's getting a lot of support. The father for saying that he was a white man would have killed his son. He says, fuck Trump and JD Vance for exploiting the death of this child for their political bullshit. Fuck MAGA in general. They are the most evil, deplorable people on the face of the earth.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have been much happier if an old white guy had killed their kid, because then they could openly hate him. They could actually speak what's really in their,
true.
You know,
That's very true. I think that right there is probably the closest to the root of this one. That, like, if it was like they can't. It's kind of like with black people, like how when a cop kills somebody, we let all the inner pain from the hundreds of murders that in our cities every year, like, you know what I'm saying, we let all of that out when the cop kills some son, man. So yeah, I think that might be it right there. That they could, that if a white man had killed him, they could, they could be really mad about it, man, and they could express it. Wow, beautiful statement honoring his son, who sounds like a wonderfully bright and compassionate young man.
From the bitter old cat lady with the rainbow. That's what her handle is.
Says, it says, listen to Trump and Vance a lot, and I've never heard their son's name. The fact that more than one person has died is creating a serious problem. This needs to be told to protect others. Okay. Regardless of anyone's political affiliations, it should never overshadow your compassion. To capitalize on another's suffering for personal gain reveals a profound moral corruption. So all these people are
invoking your dead son, that's like a Biden move, really. You know?
Yeah, these guys are making it about Trump. Like, they're all like, yo, this story is about Trump. Like, it's nothing to do with the illegal who killed the kid, nothing about the kid. This is a Trump story to them.
Because he wanted the killer to be white, which is insane. Your kid's still dead.
Unbelievable, man. You white people are y'all are insane, man. Different, man. I'll give you that, man. Y'all are different. Y'all are a very different group of people, man. Let's see this. Okay, here we go. Another one. Feels like another one. Let's see. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, support the channel. Laughing Dog says liberal gliders have zero problem sacrificing kids at the altar of woke. No, they don't. They don't. That's why they'll transition their kids. If the kid like I have a little nephew. He loves girls. Like I hated girls at his age. When I was like 4 and 5, I couldn't stand girls. This motherfucker like loves girls. He be having crushes. He be like looking at like pictures of girls. He Britney Spears and Cardi B. He watched their videos all day. He be lusting after them. And he asked his mom to buy him a Barbie doll. Not a Barbie doll, but a Frozen, the little girl from Frozen, the movie Frozen. Because he liked her. But he got all the trucks and all the cars and all that stuff too, but he just wanted that to play with too. And it wasn't because he was fruity, it was because he's got some kind of like testosterone overload as a young man where he got crushes on little girls and shit, right? These liberals would have probably taken that and tried to transition him. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, if he would have a wrong family, they would have probably tried to get him gender reaffirming care.
In the LGBTQ community, the G's, the gays, they're actually not real happy with all that T stuff because it's taking what would normally be just a gay dude and turning him into some snipped woman.
Yeah, it's
they're
a
not happy about it.
perfect example of co-opting a movement.
Yeah, I mean, I think that America was fine with the LGB. I think we had already crossed that bridge, other than the voting. I mean, not the voting, but the getting married part. But the T is literally the smallest part of the LGBT group, and they have the most power. Their power is, I don't know if you can rein it in now, man.
Trouble with a capital T, man.
Yeah. Well, let's see this. Let's another group that has a lot of power.
You probably a fucking parent or a fucking fool. Ain't no stick ass bitch. What fucking play on bro?
Hey, bro, she mad, bro.
She was just saying she wished a 60-year-old white guy had killed her son.
You keep talking, I'm gonna call the police.
Call the police, ho.
I'm gonna
call the police. Call the police, ho. Call the police.
Don't even. Damn. That's assault. That's assault. That's literally assault.
Assault.
Yeah.
Assault.
Yeah.
Snitch asshole. What the
So?
fuck you gonna do? I ain't touched nobody. What the fuck they gonna do, bitch? I'm from California.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Some burrito?
Nobody cares.
Then why the fuck you record like a white ass?
Because this is hilarious.
You a nigga. You a nigga. You a nigga.
Okay.
You're a nigga.
Okay.
You're a nigga.
Okay. No.
Act like one.
No.
Hey, I'm a black person, not a nigga. I'm just let y'all know.
No. I will not act like one.
I'm one of the good ones.
Mental illness, man. They suffer from mental illness.
Wow. Let's see this woman.
I think a real N would have slapped her.
Oh, she knew not to spit on that brother. She knew she spit on that Patel, but she knew not to. She knew she was spit on that brother. She been in fight.
Everyone is talking about the death of ducks and cats in this town, but I'd like to talk about the death of one very special person, my mother-in-law, Kathy Heaton. On December 1st, I received a phone call that changed my life forever. She was collecting her trash can from her driveway when a car struck and killed her instantly. A task she had done over 2,000 times, spanning 4 decades in Springfield. That morning, though, a Haitian immigrant was allegedly driving recklessly when he struck and killed her. I say allegedly because to this day, there's been no punishment, not even for the expired tags on the vehicle he was driving. Months before she was killed, I began noticing the reckless driving and complete disregard for our driving laws by some members of the Haitian community. It made me angry. But now my anger has turned to fear for the safety of my family and the citizens of Springfield. I'd been to Haiti 14 years ago. My husband and I went, and it was my first time in a third world country. I sobbed when I saw the poverty living there, and I have great empathy and compassion for them, longing for a safe place to call home. But 14 years later,
you see how even when they're red, even when they're based, they still just have that glider. Like, you didn't have to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Not at all.
You don't have to have that put like this. That could go without saying. You know what I'm saying? It could be implied, but she can't help.
Later, I'm living in Billfield. I'd been to Haiti 14 years ago. My husband and I went, and it was my first time in a third world country.
It was nice.
I sobbed when I saw the poverty living there, and I have great empathy and compassion for them, longing for a safe place to call home. But 14 years later, I'm living in fear in my own city. It's not safe. I am paralyzed with anxiety when I'm getting my children out of the car in any parking lot, walking on any sidewalk, and driving on any road in this town. I'm haunted by the faces I saw when I had to bear the news to my children and husband that she was dead. Their grandmother, the very person who tucked my 7-year-old twins into bed just 6 hours before on her 71st birthday, was never coming back. What everyone has feared is my reality, and it's my grief, and it should be yours as well. It saddens me greatly to think about leaving a place I've made a home, raised my children, became an active member of this community by providing medical care to the underprivileged and underserved, volunteering, serving on boards, and cheering for the success of the city. But just as the Haitians were seeking a safe place to call home, I now have found myself in that same situation.
Why she keeps saying seeking a safe place to find home? Like she's making them seem so pious and innocent. They're seeking a safe place to find. No, they're fucking not. They're invading your country, you fucking moron.
She's still afraid of being called a racist. Like she still has that intangible fear deep within her.
Nigtow's in the
She's
back.
not even close to based.
No, not at all.
I'll bet she's never gone to Appalachia.
Right. It's just crazy how stops. You already said it once. You said I'm trying to find a safe place to find home. Like, no, they're not. They're not trying to. If they wanted to find a safe place to find home, they would fight for their own country. They would make their country the safe place to find home.
You can like. She's acting like it's. Well, I mean, from the blank slate point of view, though, why doesn't she encourage them to make their own country safer?
Because they've tried that and it fails every time.
I think she knows it would be an abject failure. It is, you know.
Deep down, she knows they're not capable.
Yeah, she's been there. So she knows.
Wanting to abandon this city and all my efforts above in search for a safe place to raise my family. We need to change the laws for immigrants wanting to obtain a driver's license in Ohio.
Wow. So sad, man.
I wonder
So
how you say "sejo" in French.
Telling you, man.
Have you seen all of the testimony from the people of Springfield?
Look at these. Look at this. This is a compilation of accidents from Haitians, man. Check this out. Wow. Yikes.
I like the background music. It's kind of
great.
Yeah, it's kind of like it doesn't go with the
Americana.
Gonna take a freight train
Marshall Tucker.
down at the station.
Yeah, I love that.
Who is it?
Marshall Tucker.
Band.
Where
Marshall Tucker Band. I love that movie, Blow.
Gonna climb a mountain.
Yeah, they tearing that city up.
Remember 30 years ago, if you had a rear ender with a Haitian, the worst you got was AIDS.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh no.
Wow, this is.
But why do they seem so destructive though? Like it's like damn, ease in, you know.
Well, here's the thing though about the car. Like the car,
they don't have traffic lights
in their country. Like in their country, there's a different rhythm to driving. Like when I was in Nigeria, there was a different. They had like dirt roads and open sewers on the side of the roads and
old cars.
Old Peugeots, kind of like this is the 90s, and they were all driving Peugeots, diesel cars and whatnot, diesel sedans. And there's a different rhythm when they're all together. Like when blacks are all together, especially like ones with no admixture, like the Haitians, there's a different rhythm. There's a different energy to it that even when they drive recklessly like that, they're all driving recklessly. So they're all in that same. But then when you come to order, right? Somebody got to mute themselves. But then when you come to a place where there's order, that driving recklessly is almost how can I explain it? It would be the difference, but it would be like getting somebody like Basquiat a coloring book. You see how his you know what I'm saying, on somebody like that, because it's like his art is all over the place. But if you gave him a coloring book and told him to color inside the lines, it would almost be impossible for him. But if you put him, you know what I'm saying, on just a blank sheet of paper, he can make art. But if you give him a coloring book, he wouldn't be able to color inside the line. That's kind of how like these Haitians are dealing with.
I would bet also that outside of Port-au-Prince, which would probably jam crowded and you can't drive fast, everybody's crawling all over each other. But outside of that, there's probably not a lot of cars. And I would bet many of these Haitian immigrants have never driven before. This is, and when you're 25 years old and just learning to drive, you don't know shit. You're just going to get behind the wheel and hit the pedal,
Yeah.
Hey,
Is it fair for me to blame the French for the Haitians fucking up this Springfield, Ohio?
Not even
the French,
close.
they bring them. The French, they bring them to,
To the New World.
Hispaniola.
Yeah.
They're invading the DR, right? Like they're just climbing all over that country and like just overwhelming the hospitals and replacing them too.
Yikes.
The French left 120 years ago. I mean, they've had 120 years to try to find their own path.
They invaded DR too, didn't they, at one point? And then the DR had to get their independence back from Haiti.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I don't know that.
Aren't the Dominicans just mulatto, like Melungeons?
They're mixed, yeah. They have black blood though. Yeah.
No,
They're
I
more
thought they were in
burritos,
burritos.
right? Yeah,
They don't
a lot of Dominicans have. All the Dominicans. A lot of Dominicans in my town. They are all the barbershops. Those
Spanish
dudes
blood.
got that nappy peasy hair. They have burrito features, but they have peasy hair.
I mean, they're not Salvadorian, but they're definitely on burrito, I would say, right?
Oh, they're on burritos. Okay.
Yeah, they might not be Guatemalans, but they still. I think they're on burritos. Dominicans.
Now, are there Dominicans that are it's probably white Dominicans, but because it's a country, but what you call Dominicans, what we colloquially term Dominican in America, those motherfuckers are like hybrids. Those
brothers,
are
but it's kind of like the Venezuelans, man. Like they look and kind of act like the brothers, but them are on burritos at the end of the day.
Nah, that's different. It's like that's a different. Nah. Dominicans are like clearly have black blood.
Yeah,
like,
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they, yeah. So, yeah, a lot of Dominicans in my town, man, a lot of them, and it's like they really, if they didn't speak Spanish, they would just be light skinned brothers or biracials.
Yeah, it's kind of like New York City, right? I mean, the thing about NYC is you could line up 5 brothers. And they could all be from all over the place.
Yeah. It's yeah, but wow.
But they tethers, though they're not FBA, so fuck them.
Right, exactly.
But those Dominicans, I'm guessing they don't want a fucking thing to do with any full indigenous black person, whether on the island or not.
No.
Yo, Mystic, Philly in the back.
Yeah, they don't want listen. It was a moment during the George Floyd time where a lot of them were coming back to claim black, but before that, black people were complaining that, man, they black and they don't even claim black, because if you ask a Dominican if you call a Dominican black and they'll fucking cut you. You know what I'm saying? 420.
Yeah.
They put out the machete?
No shit. Yeah. No shit.
Yeah, they're on the ladder. They're trying to climb up the the evolutionary ladder. They're like, no, we gotta cut the cord of the sons.
I mean, I always heard that the New Spain or whatever had the caste system. Maybe that's it. Maybe the trauma of the caste system, prevails, right?
Whatever it is, it's not DNA.
That killed 20-year-old Karan Hilton Brown back in 2020. Our Leslie Moreno is.
WUSA 9 News at 6 starts right now with breaking news in the district. 2 police officers convicted for their roles in a deadly chase have just been sentenced. Thank you for being here with us tonight at 6. I'm Lorenzo Hall.
I'm Leslie Foster, and this is the police chase that killed 20-year-old Karan Hilton Brown back in 2020. Our Leslie Moreno is live outside the court right now. And Leslie, give us the breakdown of the sentencing.
Well, guys, Karan Hilton Brown's mother stormed out of the courthouse here about 30 minutes ago. She is furious. She tells us this is white privilege. That is what she is calling this. Former D.C. police officer Terrence Dale Sutton sentenced to 5.5 years in prison for the murder of her son, Karan Hilton Brown. His commanding officer, D.C. Police Lieutenant Andrew Zabowski, was sentenced to 4 years in prison. D.C. police officer Terrence Sutton was convicted by a jury in 2022 of second-degree murder, conspiracy to obstruct, and obstruction of justice. The only D.C. police officer to ever be convicted of murder on duty. Zabowski was also convicted at the same trial of conspiracy to obstruct and obstruction of justice for their alleged efforts to cover up the details of the chase and crash. Sutton was a member of the now defunct crime suppression unit to patrol the Brightwood Park neighborhood in October of 2020 when he and Zabowski attempted to stop Brown after spotting him riding a moped without a helmet on a sidewalk. Brown fled. The officers pursued him. The chase ended catastrophically on Kennedy Street when Brown pulled out of an alley and was...
Kennedy Street is the trenches. Historically, I don't, kind of gentrified now, but historically, the trenches.
Ended catastrophically on Kennedy Street when Brown pulled out of an alley and was struck by an oncoming car. He died 2 days later of his injuries sustained in that crash.
So they told him to stop. He ran. He fled them. They chased him, and he got hit by a car in the process. And this guy's one cop's doing 5.5 years, another cop's doing 4.
Think about that shit. How backwards. How backwards is that?
That's a tough one, Jack. I mean, that's
way to go, hero.
But here's the thing, though. They got off good because there was a lot of when they were found guilty. I thought they were done, but they're getting 5, 4 years. They got off very good.
Yeah, I'm sure Bill Lemon then would love to cook them. That's still too much, though. That's 5 years too many. Let's be honest.
Yeah, definitely. It's wow.
Tonight, Brown's mother, Karen Hilton, says she was hoping for a longer sentence.
How can you not put value on my child's life? He sat there, he scolded them, he knew they were wrong. You're convicted of murder. If this was reversed, if this was a black man, he'd have been locked up.
The fact that they still get to say that when overwhelming proof shows that it's actually you're so much more likely to get off if you're a black person going into a courtroom for a murder charge.
It's been like that too. It's so crazy.
It's been like that for decades. Yeah. It's been like that all of her life. Every second of her life, it's been like that.
Man, that propaganda is crazy. It's got to be the Juice Crew. And I'm not trying to be sarcastic.
It's definitely the Jews.
How else do you explain that? It's inexplicable.
Well, again, I can explain it. It's like the son DNA already wants to be told the lies. So, you just got to give the first match, and then it will go on its own.
But you know what? That's a good point too. Like these people don't care about facts anyway. Like the facts don't even really matter.
Fuck no.
Body cam, that shit don't mean nothing.
Her kid could have opened fire on him, took off, and they still would have tried to cook those cops. Like how, bro?
She knows the truth.
Look, man. All I know is this: seeing in real time, right? The claims that they're making about today, the racism, the prejudice, the oppression, and how it's horseshit, complete horseshit, makes me question everything they taught us about the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s. I don't believe them. Man. I don't.
Oh yeah. Whenever brings up all that shit about the lynching and stuff, and then he brings up those old ass articles of these sun men raping white women. It makes you think a lot.
Dude, I have no doubt in my mind that the brothers got it for killing white people, man. They got it for killing white people. But there's no way they weren't killing white people way back when, bro. There's 0% chance, matter of fact, dude.
But
and if they were really enslaved, they'd be pissed.
This is why I say. This is why I say really go back and really research the Reconstruction period. you'll find some shit out that'll blow your mind.
Yeah, 100%.
But you really have to dig deep in. You can't just go off of face value. But it's some shit in there, boy, on both sides.
That's when you found out about the Melungeons.
What do you mean?
Bro, Nick Dow, I swear you just like saying that word.
What a Melungeons, they like it's like a mixture of 4 different cultures.
The original natives.
Yo, the Pretendians. Man, that's a whole nother one right there, man. Like,
Yo, we gotta go into that rap, that Melungeon rabbit hole one day, man.
yeah, man. Yo, we need to.
I'm with it.
Yo, JJ, but
Your boy Lincoln was a Melungeon.
Lincoln was a Melungeon?
Watch it.
Yeah. Look it up. I'm telling you.
All right, what is a Melungeon? What is that?
A brother, probably basically a son man with like a diverse background, I guess.
They're typically like it's a mixture of like multiple culture. Yeah, multiple cultures. It could be what they call Native American, Indigenous American. They could be Hebrew mixed with Hebrew. It's like I said, it's like it's a mixture. But they were, there's a lot of them.
So it's Africans mixed with Hebrews, mixed with Native Americans, mixed with Irish people?
The culture, yeah. The culture.
Okay. I'm getting.
This sounds like
take a look. Take a look at the
new
facial
guy
features of Lincoln.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a Hebrew, Native American, Irish, African. When I look at him,
do y'all think this is her real hair?
Yeah, and when you read in
what'd you say?
You read in a lot of the text, whatever.
I couldn't hear you. What'd you say?
You think this is her real hair? This lady on the screen?
Oh, do I think it's her? No, that's a wig, bro.
Is she a natural blonde?
No, that's definitely a hat.
So this what they call cultural slum shit.
Cultural appropriation.
That's the word. That's it right there. You know what fucks me up, JV? When I hear people say, man, people love talking about some people. They love it.
Yo,
fuck.
They be like, yo, why y'all all obsessed with some people?
Right.
Like what?
We're obsessed with getting away from you. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's not like they're obnoxiously not in the forefront of every fucking thing in our fucking society right now. Like, it's not like they're over fucking what sports. Obviously, it's gotta be sports. I'll give y'all that.
I mean, yeah.
But
football, basketball,
over the news, over the fucking commercials, over the fucking political fucking sphere, dominating that shit, bro. But dominating it in a pit, like in a pity kind of manner.
Every TV commercial.
Like we feel sorry for y'all. Here y'all go. Y'all could have it. These gliders,
tokens.
I've been reading books, bro, of these gliders when they arrive in the Mayflower, in the Pinta La Niña, and these men survived incredible. These gliders survived incredible shit.
They were great men.
Only for their descendants to fucking
a bunch of bullshit stories.
Well, I mean, hold on, wait. Wicked, Mystic Philly, he might have a whole different. All right, Mystic, do you think any of that shit actually happened, or what have you read?
Not in the way that they say that it happened.
What exactly are you talking about?
Was Christopher Columbus a Melungeon too, or?
No.
Yo, why y'all laughing?
Somebody was somebody completely different.
What?
Even if you look up what's the woman's name?
Harriet Tubman.
Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman. She wasn't even an actual person. She wasn't even an actual person. Like the story they give you about her is completely different.
So it was basically it was like a folk
conspiracy,
like a folk still.
Right. A lot of this shit was back then.
So who are the explorers then? You don't believe in the explorers? You don't believe that Spain and France and England and
No, I
Portugal?
was never taught. I was never even taught that as a child.
Wait, what are you
No,
talking
I don't
about?
believe it.
So
Who taught you what? Well, I'm confused. What did you learn?
Trust me, that's a conversation. Trust me, you don't want to get into.
Well, long story short, was it like some people were already here? Is that where you're going with this?
Yeah, that's the key question.
There were people here. There were
man.
people spread all over.
Oh
Wait,
shit.
are you Choctaw?
And it's been proven. You can pick up books and see that.
Bad boy. Are you
There were whole
Choctaw?
cities over here.
Damn, Wicked. He's erasing your history, bro. He's
Mystic,
erasing
you're
the
Choctaw.
indigenous.
Yeah, I know.
You take away the conquistadors.
No, I'm not erasing their history, but the way that they've been told, that they've been telling history, is not the correct way.
Are you Choctaw?
Yep.
I'm asking you. It's a simple question, brother. Are you Choctaw?
Go ahead. No, what are you asking? I'm sorry.
I'm asking if your grandma told you that you were a Choctaw. Because that's kind of what I've been hearing the Pretendians
No,
say, JVN.
No, I wasn't
They say,
Choctaw.
I was a Choctaw. Like, I
I
don't know
mean,
why
my
they always
mom tries to tell me I'm part Native American and all that shit.
Choctaw?
There's a difference between native and indigenous. Look up the word. It's a big difference.
Right. I've heard that, but I'm a huge fan of that narrative, though. Even though I don't agree with it, but I respect if that's what you believe, brother. But I find it to be very entertaining. When people like try to go against documented history, you know?
No. Listen, no. I'm telling. Well, look at the word. His story is his story.
No doubt.
And in battle,
Come on, man.
And in battle, who gets to write the story? The victor.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
So he can write anything he wants.
Yeah. So okay. So if there was only some people in this new world,
it wasn't just some people.
It wasn't some. It wasn't some.
No, some people, black people.
It was an established country.
Oh, well, like
there are lots of different types of people.
Okay.
So was it like an advanced society?
Yes, and it's going to be
depends how you define that term.
Yes, and it's going to be hard for a lot of people to grasp it. It was.
Yeah, it's hard for me to grasp it.
I'm telling you, dude.
Yo, can you put in the back chat?
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
Put in the back chat for me, brother. I'm curious. If you don't mind, do you mind?
Tony, take a trip to the Library of Congress.
Put in the back chat for me, bro.
Look, Mystic. I'm just telling you right now. I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of people are gonna think this is some. I'm just going. We was Native Americans.
Look, I'm
just saying, bro.
Yeah.
And they're gonna think it's bullshit. I know, and you know what? I proved them wrong every time.
And guess what else you got in there? You got the we was Hebrew shit in there too. So like you got a lot of shit in there, bro. You got to untangle a lot of shit because we was Native American shit. The we was Native American shit. The we was Native American shit. That's hard enough to untangle by itself. Right. You threw the we was Hebrew shit in there too. Like you got a whole cluster fucking shit you got to unravel.
Listen. What you have to do is you have to dispel this whole narrative they give you about the Middle East and what took place over there.
Right, dispel.
As you can see, they're still
we were in the Middle East
fighting for a reason.
We were there. No, wait, so we were the original Arabs and Palestinians.
No.
Yo, so where does we was King's fall under this philosophy?
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
So hold on, Mystic.
I don't believe in that nonsense either.
What were like the original languages that the indigenous native sons had? Like, what did they speak and what did they write down?
That's a good question.
American.
They didn't write anything.
Yeah, like they're like so.
No, they spoke several languages. I've heard.
I know.
They spoke several languages, just as we do today.
The Wicked world certainly had their own languages, no doubt. But I'm talking about like the Pretendians. Like, what languages did they speak, and like Illustrate it for us if it existed.
The
I
Patinians
think they
who?
spoke Latin
Was it click
or
clack? Was it
something
also click
similar.
clack language?
Yeah, for the most part they did. Yeah. Hence why they say that it's a dead language. And most things are hidden in Latin.
Yeah.
If you deal with
Also,
law, you deal with
Mystic.
medicine, you deal with science.
Mystic, look, I'm trying to help you out. I know this might. I don't want to sound like I'm being condescending, but when you say black people were like here first, they were Hebrews and all this shit, and
Not
then
just
when we
listen,
ask them questions, and then when we
you're not understanding. No, you're not understanding it right.
hold on, let me just
Just
finish
as we practice.
let me just when
But
I
listen, no, I need you to understand it so you can stop making
okay,
the wrong
good.
assumption.
All right, good.
When I say there were several religions, several languages, just as it is today, was before. Hence the saying, "There's nothing new under the sun."
Okay.
All of this has been before and shall be again.
Yeah. So where does Jakku fall under this philosophy? Like, is Jakku in there or he's not?
Yakub.
Yeah, is Jakub in this like story?
You talking about the Yakub theory?
Yeah, is he a part of like this?
Do you believe? Wait, do you believe in Yakub?
Is he a
The
part of that?
Yakub theory?
Yeah, like he created, like the whole the story.
Yeah, do you believe in it?
Theory?
Yeah, is that a part of what?
Yeah, what do you think of
you hear me,
Yakub,
right?
Billy?
Yeah.
Do you hear what I'm saying? The Yakub theory.
Okay.
Wait,
What
what's wrong with a
yes?
theory? You know, do you believe in like gravity? You know that's a theory, right?
Right.
Like, do you believe in like germs causing
Oxygen,
sicknesses and stuff? You know that's germ theory, right?
Right. H2O.
Like just because it's a theory, that doesn't
Yes, I know
mean
that.
like it's wrong.
So Yakub, you do it is something that you
Right,
were like,
but it just can't be proven. It's a theory.
Some guy named Ken in the chat said he agrees. Let Ken talk. Ken said there was already black people in America. Ken, what's up?
Oh
Is he
yeah,
in here?
yeah. Let Ken cook.
Yeah, Ken, cook.
What's up, Ken? I agree.
Where's Ken at? Is he on the panel?
Yeah, is he here?
I see him in the private chat. He said a message.
Yeah, what's up?
I believe
Yeah, I see it
the
too.
Moors is the pretty popular label people put on this group we're talking about.
Ken, get on here. Ken, get on the nation right now.
Well, I think
Yep,
Wait,
that's part of them.
But wait, Mystic,
there were Caucasians here also. There was Caucasians here also.
So what about
I was
us?
just
What
trying
were
to.
we on burritos?
It was diverse.
Where were my ancestors at? Were they here or no?
Exactly. It was diverse. Just as it is today.
Diverse with no
Not
burrito.
exactly, but
So was it like
similar shades
Atlantis
of
and
color.
Dorado?
No,
and, like,
they were here also.
Okay.
What I'm trying to explain, the history that you're taught in school is not the actual history of how things went down here.
So what happened?
And trust me when I tell
that's a good way to put it.
The problem
And
is though
trust
that
me when I tell you,
you're very cryptic though about everything you say.
That's what I
You
was.
never
I've
just-
been trying to
just
say.
right, because
facts if you know them.
listen, because if I sit here and I tell you, what good is it?
We're trying
You
to.
need to see it for yourself. No, because you need to see it for yourself. You're not going to believe it if I'm just telling you.
But look,
You're not going to
but
believe it
Mystic,
if I'm just telling you.
Mystic. But this is what I'm
You
trying
gotta
to.
see it for yourself.
When you make, do you understand how grand this claim you're making is?
Right.
And then when we ask you specific questions, you're like, "Yo, go
I'm
read,
giving
go
you answers.
find out." It's like, bro, you're making the claim.
Why?
You claim that you have all this
So
knowledge,
listen,
but that's why we're coming to you.
I'm not claiming. No, I'm not claiming anything.
Okay.
You didn't make a
I'm not
claim.
anything.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
definitely
Ken says
claimed
he's trying to
something.
talk. Is there a Ken on
No,
here? Is he
I
muted?
stated.
Hey Ken, any day now,
I
man.
stated that there was civilization
man. Like
here.
any day now, man.
Yes, that is
Are
my
you-
claim as well.
Are you saying
Huh?
that you're not making a claim when you claim that there was blacks,
Like some kind of ancient society over here?
Hebrews? Like, bro, that's a claim.
Yeah.
Listen, Hebrew is a way of life. It's not a religion. It's not a
Oh
people.
God, hey, let me move along though, man,
Well,
because
let me
we doing the
Yeah,
brother
keep it
man.
moving.
let me say this. Let me end it with this. I don't know if people
Thank
don't
you.
know
Go
this.
ahead.
People don't know this. But Umbritos were the original Vikings. Fun fact.
Can you hear me, bro? Hey,
All right, they're the original
hear me?
Japanese.
Look it up.
Salute to
Hey,
he says
Ooh, how
this
about
group.
hey, can y'all?
Um,
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah, man, what's going on, man? Are you gonna say something, man? You got something to say?
Yeah, nah, bro. Nah, bro.
What?
Bro. I agree with.
All right, hold Ken. Come on. I just want to ask you, what? So you agree with Mystic
And
that?
please let him talk, y'all.
Oh,
Y'all,
go.
please let him talk.
No,
Because I mean, like, I couldn't understand nothing that was in the last 30 minutes. Just let this guy
All right.
talk. Go ahead, ask him a question. Go ahead, but let him answer the question.
Yeah, I was just so Ken, you agree with Mystic on like everything he was saying? Like blacks were here already before, like.
Hey, I can only hear one person at a time, though, bro.
So Ken, you agree with Mystic that blacks were the original people in America? I don't think you can hear me.
No, I can hear you, bro.
Then what's the answer, man?
Keep it moving.
Yeah, answer the question.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's true. There's documented proof of it, bro. Like if you look at like.
I think he has a bad
Go in
connection.
now,
I
bro.
got a delay, bro. I got a delay.
If you look at,
once again, the truth is hidden from us.
Yeah,
it's this hidden knowledge. It's this hidden knowledge and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
It is hidden, bro. It is hidden. Like
Yeah, but show us where to find it.
there's
Well, I gave
records.
you one example.
There's records in Eastern Europe.
Records in Eastern Europe,
like
Look
Romania,
up.
Hungary,
All right, listen. Here,
yeah,
with Andrew Tate. It's an Andrew
I'll
Tate
make
house.
it real easy. I'll make it real easy. Look up the emblem of the America, not even the United States, because the
I
United
think
States is a
Indiana
new
Jones
concept.
had some proof.
Hey, can I
Look up the
speak my
emblem
piece?
of America and see what you get.
Hey, listen. The claim is there was a civilization here before America got started. The proof is
No,
you look at
before
the
the
old
United States.
photographs. Yes.
Hey, bro, there's
Look at
paintings
photographs
in
from the
Eastern
earth.
Europe, bro, of the Americans. They're dark skinned, right? They have documented proof of what the Americans look like. The
Hold on, you
Yeah,
said
they're
settlement.
that
called Native
paintings
Americans.
in Europe.
No,
And even
no, sir,
so-called
no, sir. Listen, hey, listen. Native Americans,
not native.
the people that they call natives in this country, they came from the Bering Strait. Those people were Asians. They came to
Exactly.
this country. They were from the Bering Strait. Those people are not the original natives. They came and migrated here just like many others. The Africans that were here in American land, they also migrated from Africa. Yes, obviously, no land just has people that's just on it, right? That
The
spread
people
from the
who had
earth.
no boats, came all the
They
way
were
over.
boat. What are you talking about, bro? They were actual, bro.
Bro,
These people,
they've been doing boats for centuries.
these people were way more sophisticated than you guys
Oh
think.
man.
And
Sub-Saharans
this
haven't
country,
been
a lot of
making
people in this
boats.
country were lied to.
No,
There's hidden
not
history.
sub-Saharan.
Bro,
That's
they're
what
not
black is,
sub-Saharan.
man.
And by the way, the dude that asked about the language, they spoke Hebrew-like languages. The languages, listen, these people were very, very intelligent and smart. They knew how to grow their own food.
Yeah, did I hear a beep?
They knew how to
There are more
cultivate
now.
land.
There are more
Yeah, change
pyramids
your
here in
alarm,
the
bro.
Americas.
Was there a
There's
fucking
more
beep?
here.
Real talk. Yo, did I hear a
There's
beep?
been several.
Yeah, no, you heard that. You heard a beat.
Okay, bro, we gotta continue on. This is some bullshit. Come on.
Man, you got bigger issues, man. You got bigger fish
No,
to fry.
it's I'm at my sister's place.
Yo, y'all
Yeah,
gotta
see,
like
they're
come,
fast.
Yeah, I got I got my own house and everything, bro. Like, no,
bro. With
listen,
the
it's documented proof. There's documented paintings in Eastern Europe of what the Americans look like. There's a guy in the chat that said America did not exist before the USA, bro. You know how long the continent of America has existed, bro?
Exactly.
Like you guys got to do your research, man.
Hey, yo, man. Hey, yo, that's gonna annoy me. That chirp, man. Yo,
I got you, bro. I got you. I just wanted to come on and say my piece, bro. But I agree.
Bro, you added nothing, bro.
Can I ask one question,
bro.
though?
But hey, do your research. So hey, if you
Oh,
want to
see,
continue to bring the
bro, see,
lies,
y'all all say the same thing.
Y'all can come to my
bro.
No, y'all can come to my Instagram page where I educate.
Ken and Mystic.
You can come to my Instagram page under the same name.
Are both of you guys both agreeing? Are you making this one claim that there were people in sub-Saharan Africa that crossed over the Atlantic to America, and then after that happened, then the Umbritos came from the Bering Strait? Is that the claim?
I'm not.
I'm not making it.
There were people that came through the Bering Strait. You don't think people came through the Bering Strait?
Oh no, the people that came from the Bering
Y'all
Strait.
too hard. Hold on, time out. Y'all are too difficult to talk to, man. Yo, are you saying? Listen, are you saying that Africans crossed the Atlantic and came to the Americas before the Umbritos crossed the Bering Strait and came to
Correct.
the Americas? Is
That's
that what
the
you're
question.
saying? Yes, or fucking no, please.
I don't know how they got here.
No, I'm not.
I don't know how they got here. I don't know how
they
they got here. Because it's hidden history. But I'm gonna tell you this. Let me ask you this: how did the Brazilians get to where they are? How did the Colombians get to South America?
Brazil is a country.
How did the South Americans get to South America?
I'll tell you.
The North Americans got here.
Exactly. They came down from North America.
I don't know damn slave shit.
Wait, what? The South Americans came from North America?
Yes.
What?
It happened like this. This is what happened.
They're
The people in Siberia
I agree with that.
came over and then went all the way down to the tip of Argentina, and they were pure-blooded native wicked world Americans, and then later they mixed in when the Europeans came.
In the jungles of Peru, they have
the story's missing out.
The jungles of Peru.
They have statues
That
of
stuff works with black
ancient people. These were black people. These people had dark skin.
In Eastern Europe, there's a painting.
Listen,
there's a statue.
Hey, there's
listen.
YouTube channels, bro. There's YouTube channels of actual people that
Bro,
listen.
Yo, Ken, come back tomorrow. Don't make this a one and done. Make sure you keep coming back.
I'm sorry, y'all gotta
I'm always watching X channel, bro.
Most of your answers you can find during the Reconstruction era. That's where you can find majority of the answers.
You gotta understand. Y'all gotta understand. These people, these dudes are used to talking to a bunch of black folk, man.
In the barbershop.
No, what are you talking about, dude?
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm a software developer. I work with all white people. What are you talking about? I'm a software engineer.
So you've convinced white people of this stuff.
I don't talk about this white.
Nobody's convincing anybody of this stuff.
No, but you can't convince white people of anything. They're rooted in their beliefs.
Well,
you can't. Why can't you? Right. Wait. So are you saying you can't convince white people of stuff?
You cannot convince white people.
Wait. Why not?
You cannot convince white people that the history in this country is a lie.
Why can't you? Why can't you do that?
We're trying to do it now, and nobody wants to hear it.
Why can't you convince white people? Why are you saying this?
I'm telling you, we're sick.
Yeah, gliders are racist. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not about dude. Like a boy just said, Mystic just said, whoever is the victor of the war gets to tell the story. In the end of the day.
Okay, well, hold on.
Oh my God.
If that was the case, then why don't all the gliders unanimously deny the fact that people even came from the Bering Strait if we're the victors?
You got to understand, dude. I can get so deep with this, bro. I could go into Israel.
You had wars amongst yourself.
What?
Like if we
had wars. Gliders had wars with other gliders.
Yeah, we know that.
Hey, do y'all think Israel is the Holy Land?
No.
No, what the fuck? Hell no.
You believe
okay, so
bro, that was a crazy red herring, bro.
Yeah.
That pivot was insane. Don't break your ankle.
Listen, bro, how can you just say that? Let a guy talk, bro.
Why
do you think we're so tied into Israel? Why do you think we're defending them?
You're not tied in with Israel.
What are you talking about? I mean, what are you talking about?
Israelis don't think about y'all. Israelis don't think that none of this black
America is not an ally of Israel
because of money. Because of money and religion.
I can answer if you want the answer. I can tell you it. There's like a few, but one of them is just the powerful Jewish community. We already know that. But two, just
those aren't the real Jews. Go ahead.
The Israel, biblical
Zionist,
stuff that started in that area spread to the European peoples. So there's just this kind of common cultural heritage that's probably always going to be there. That's kind of the answer.
Israel knows all of America's secrets.
Oh my God.
Can I say something?
We don't share anything with Israel.
Crazy, though.
Hey, Ken, you want to
what's crazy is Ken and Mystic. I don't think you two even both agree with your claims.
Yeah, they both have their own. They both have their own. Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Black people have more origin stories than the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
You ask 100,000. Bro, if you ask 100,000 blacks, they'll all tell you a different origin story. I guarantee, bro. I'm not even trying to troll.
And white people all believe the same one lie. So hey,
man, it's very important to white people.
White people believe the same one lie. Y'all group think. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think makes more sense? 100,000 different Negro stories, and then when you ask them where's your evidence, they just say, bro, just go read a book, bro, or gliders, or the good white. Hold on, or the good white man with his science, his archaeology, bro. They have fields devoted to these things, bro.
Right.
They don't just pull shit out of their ass, and then when you ask them, they just say, "Yo, just go Google it." Like, bro, they have sources on this shit, bro.
You talking about here? What sources, bro? Where'd you get your information from? What, history class? Is that
from the white man. Yes, the white man's history books. I trust them infinitely more than just trust me, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Bro, it's in Eastern Europe. It's at Andrew Tate House in Romania, bro.
Well, Ken, forget white people for a moment.
Most of us, regardless of what color we are walking around blind because we don't know our true history.
Put in the back chat.
Putin even knows the history of America, bro. Putin knows
in the back chat.
Let's say
spoke on this, bro.
Put in the back chat.
Let's say like you just take white people out of the equation.
The information.
Why don't you just ask indigenous people?
School me, bro, please.
Why don't you just ask indigenous people? Like, is there any history of sons and their stories and stuff? Like, you don't even have to think about white people.
You're talking to an indigenous person right here.
Surprised what they have to say.
Hey, there's a YouTube channel. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put it in the chat of a guy who
You're talking to an indigenous person right here.
Yeah, put in the back chat, Ken.
I know my roots, and that's what I grew up in.
Yeah, for sure. Put in the back chat. I found you on Instagram.
What am I putting in the back chat?
A book.
Typing.
A link.
What am I doing? Typing.
Information.
You need to see the facts.
Give me a link. Give me a link to that.
What is a link going to do? A link is not going to do anything.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Hang on, you're just taking somebody else's word for it.
No,
oh my God.
Can I say something? Let me. This is important that I say this. Like, very important. Yo, Ken, I'm being honest when I say this, bro. Please, bro, if you love your sister, change the battery on that smoke detector, bro. Ken, if your sister has kids, please think about the kids, bro. Tomorrow morning, bro, go get batteries, change it, bro. Please, that's not a joke, bro.
I got you.
Share my
bro. Appreciate you, the man, bro.
I got you.
Yeah, but that's white people shit. Batteries and detectors and carbon monoxide, that's white people shit.
Right.
We trust the white people around here.
Yeah, I trust the white. Yeah, fuck that. I trust the white man and his science all day, every day.
Right?
Hey, I do too. Hey, I learned well from the white man. Let me
move along, guys. Let me move along, man.
Nah, Ken, come back though next time. Definitely. Like, don't be a stranger.
This guy says,
"You're the man, Ken."
All right.
Yeah, salute to you, bro.
This guy says that there's a group called the CRS. He said, let me pull his salute to Eric S. Op Nation Hall of Fame coming through once again. Shout out to you, Eric S. Man. This guy says there's a Department of Justice's Community Relations Service. So the gliders got their own thing saying that the CRS serves as America's peacemaker for communities facing conflict based on actual perceived race, color, national origin, gender identity, sexual orientation, religion, disability. CRS works towards its mission by providing facilitated dialogue, mediation, trained consultant. Why is the thing not? They're basically trying to say these people go around when there's a hate crime and against white people and give and tell the white people to go in front of the camera and say that, basically that, they're not mad. And listen, I don't believe all this. I don't think there's no group that goes. I think that's just white people's nature, man. I think that's just how they are. But let's move along back onto the Well, thanks for sharing that gunfire eruption. Salute to my man Doug Chunks, man, Ock Nation Hall of Fame. He says his documents are stored next to Joseph Smith's tablets. Yikes!
They're under the rubble of the World Trade Center.
It's in the cave in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, man.
It's next to Andrew Tate house.
Yeah, it's a fucking obelisk.
I'm telling you, man, that shit is wild. Y'all some wild boys, man. Let's see. Let's see.
Ken's dropping links in the private chat, by the way, so maybe we can check them out.
Let's see this.
New tonight, we're hearing from a San Diego woman who will receive millions of dollars in a settlement over her lawsuit claiming she was sexually violated when she tried to visit her husband in prison. Cristina Cardenas says back in 2019, she drove 4 hours to a prison in Tehachapi, and that when she arrived, she was presented with a search warrant. It allowed correctional officers to search her through an X-ray to see if she had any contraband on her. She says the X-ray didn't show anything, but doctors continued to search her and sexually violated her. Since that day, Cardenas has been working to share her experience to warn others so it doesn't happen to them.
He was definitely trying to smuggle drugs in there. 1,000%. Like, they wouldn't, listen, of everybody that goes visit people in jail, I've done that before. I know a bunch of people who've done that before. Like, for them to pull you aside and shit, send you through an X-ray machine and then, try to do a cavity search, you were on their radar. They didn't just pull your name out of a hat.
Has been working to share her experience to warn others so it doesn't happen to them.
Unfortunately, a lot of the population that family members and friends of the incarcerated maybe don't feel like they have a voice, maybe feel like when they are treated unfairly, it's part of this process because my loved one is an inmate. So therefore they have the right to, because they're police officers or they're correctional officers, to treat people in this way. And it's not okay.
She got $5 million.
Dennis is receiving a $5.6 million settlement, more than $3 million of which will come from the California Department of Corrections and
whatever, man. Let's see. Let's see what else is new, man.
You might have seen these unfounded accusations that J.D. Vance and others are spreading that Haitian immigrants in Ohio are killing.
It's not J.D. Vance and them spreading it. It's actual people in Springfield, Ohio. In Ohio spreading it. That's crazy how they tried to blame that on them. It's a 30-minute video of people from all over that city talking about this.
Haitian immigrants in Ohio are killing ducks and people's cats for food. Now, there is no evidence this is happening. Local officials tell us they've received no reports of this. So what's going on here? Springfield, Ohio, a city that used to have a declining population, has in recent years seen an over 20% population boom, and that has largely been driven by the arrival of Haitian immigrants.
Boom is the sound of
producer
them
Mary
crashing their
Fecto
cars.
and I recently went and did a story. Lukens Merzus is one of those Haitians, and he told us that he made the very difficult decision to leave his home country because his country is imploding. Haiti is in political crisis. Its president was assassinated a few years ago. Armed gangs now patrol the streets of Port-au-Prince, and tens of thousands of Haitians have been forced to flee their homes. Many came to the U.S. and were granted what's called temporary protected status, which means they're here legally, they're not being threatened with deportation, and they are allowed to work. One local employer, Jamie McGregor, who's the CEO of McGregor Metals, told us about 10% of his workforce is Haitian, about 30 workers. He says he wished he had 30 more, describing them as diligent, hardworking, no drama. This isn't to say that the Haitians' arrival has been totally smooth. The mayor of Springfield is Rob Rue, and he told us that the city's services and infrastructure have been stressed. The local schools have seen a quadrupling in the number of students who need English language help. The local health center spends hundreds of thousands of dollars in translation services, and the fire and EMS departments are seeing rising numbers of calls. But what really brought the issue to a head was a terrible accident that happened last year.
Right now, multiple law enforcement agencies are on the scene of a deadly school bus crash.
A Haitian driver without a U.S. license hit a school bus and injured several children and killed 11-year-old Aiden Clark. After that accident, anger at the Haitian community in Springfield erupted. At city commission meetings, people vented their fury.
The majority of the Haitians here are low-skilled and they're illiterate.
Some people made overtly racist comments about the Haitians. Others accused city officials and the mayor of actively inviting and encouraging more and more Haitians to come to Springfield. William Monaghan runs a Facebook group in Springfield that's become a kind of a clearinghouse for concerns about the Haitians. And we sat down with William and a group of people from that group, and they argue that their criticisms of this circumstance have nothing to do with race. They say that rents in the city have gone up, insurance rates have gone up, they don't feel safe on the streets or in the stores. They say that reckless driving and car accidents have gone up, and they argue that local officials simply brush their concerns aside. We also spoke with a man named Viles Dorsonville. He runs a local community organization that helps Haitians integrate. And he says, on one hand, it's understandable that so many new arrivals who don't speak English into an established community could cause conflict. But he says the vast majority of Haitians he has worked with simply want to integrate, work hard, raise their families, and live in peace. But he says it's understandable that not everyone sees it that way. And so it's in that environment, in the middle of a heated presidential campaign, that this inflammatory accusation that Haitians are stealing people's pets for food gets aired and gets spread across the internet. J.D. Vance put out a statement today stating that his office had received numerous complaints of this happening, but he acknowledged that they all could turn out to be rumors. Again, the police in Springfield have said that there has been no uptick in crime related to the Haitians, and very specifically, no reports they've received of people's pets being abducted.
Propaganda broadcasting.
Tonight, we're hearing from a San Diego.
Right. 1,000% propaganda.
Yeah, I mean, they give all these immigrants money that they then use to rent apartments, and they've got a lot of, the people that are living there aren't getting subsidies, so it just drives the rents up. People having to sell their houses or move out to make room for the new people.
Is there a guy named KB in here? He's in the private chat saying he wants to talk about that too.
Jimmy, I'm right here.
KB, are you here?
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, that's you, KB.
I feel like sometimes you can hear me and sometimes you can't.
Oh.
I've been here.
Let's see this one.
The immigration surge in Springfield. This has put the city in the national spotlight, with major media outlets reporting on this story we broke days ago.
Now, the city made it into the presidential debate last night when former President Trump claimed immigrants were eating pets, something Springfield said they have no credible reports of. Now, here's what Governor DeWine is doing right now to help the city handle the issues from the increase in immigrants.
But you peep it, how that the Republicans got played here. So now all they have to do is debunk that claim, and you're basically an asshole. They don't have to debunk that the murders, the assaults, the sexual assault. They just have to say, prove, oh no, we're not eating pets, and it's like we win.
Basically, they don't know how to play the game and to not fall for the stupid bait.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
He ordered additional troopers and cruisers to help Springfield police patrol problem areas and watch for erratic driving. He also asked the Ohio Department of Health to increase primary care services in Springfield.
News Center 7's John Bedell is live in Clark County. And John, that's where you talked to Governor DeWine about the state's plan today.
I did, Cheryl and James. We first heard from the governor here at Springfield City Hall just before, or I should say just before the city council meeting at Springfield City Hall last night. DeWine talked about those additional steps the state is taking to help the city with the migrant influx. We also uncovered new information and context about a viral picture from social media on this topic.
But here goes one thing that I will say about this, though, that the Republicans do win with this one. I think Americans can understand, okay, people are coming from the border. They're Mexicans. They're going to, do my drywall. They're going to do my carpentry work for cheap. They're going to, bust tables at restaurants. They're going to, do delivery service and shit like that. They're going to, what I'm saying? If I need my grass cut, what I'm saying? They're going to do all that type of shit. But Black immigrants is a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying?
Not all aliens are created equal.
This story does bring to light that people who probably didn't know that, it's Negroes coming over here too in large amounts. Because I think the average American, I think 90% of Americans, when they think of immigrant in their mind's eye, they're imagining Wicked. They're not imagining me.
Yeah. They're not thinking about Ken and all that.
Yeah, this brings that to light. This does put it in their mind hey, wake up. Yeah, it's a bunch of niggas coming over here too.
This week, all kinds of people sent us this picture, claiming it shows evidence of Haitian migrants catching and eating geese in Springfield. We've uncovered the picture was actually taken in Columbus on July 28th, and we pulled this street view from a mapping system to show you exactly where it was taken. The 4700 block of Cleveland Avenue in Columbus. The picture was posted to social media, and Governor Mike DeWine told me it caught the attention of ODNR.
And it's clear now that that was in Columbus, Ohio. We've investigated that. We'll probably continue to investigate it because that would be hunting out of season when you look at the date when that took place.
It was one concern raised about real challenges a sudden influx of an estimated 15,000 Haitian migrants have created in Springfield and Clark County.
20,000.
15,000 Negroes dropped in your fucking city. That is, listen, man. My city, I would say, let me see how many.
There's some guy named Tariq who wants to come on too.
It's probably been 7,000 sons dropped into this city over the course of 10 years. And you can feel it. But just 20,000 in a couple of years, that is insane. Wow. Tariq Wolf, man, you better talk, man.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
1,000 and shit. Go ahead, talk. Go ahead.
No. What I wanted to say was, okay, y'all was talking about. I don't believe that. It's like this is a topic y'all was talking about earlier when I had first got on around. I think 1 o'clock when y'all was talking about what the guy was saying that the original Native Americans were black. I don't believe that. That's bullshit. But can y'all explain Aborigines people in Australia?
Yes. Bering Strait. Done.
Okay.
Aborigines are a completely different phylum, subset of human, of Homo erectus than the Africans. They're not
right. They're more related to Europeans than they are to Africans.
No,
Asians. They come from Siberia, Bering Strait, and then America, and then that's it.
Oh, look up their skulls. Those people in Australia are a different species. They have dark skin. Dark skin does not mean black and light.
No, I'm not saying that because that would mean that people in India are black and they not.
Yeah, exactly. So they're just another group of people that sprouted up. We don't understand. I don't fully understand it. I know you don't. Thanks for coming.
Because they got the black features, but they got the Indian hair.
they don't have black features. Those Aborigines have Aborigine features. Everything is not a dichotomy between black and white. You ever heard of floors, man? You ever like there's species of men that have gone out that have been swallowed up by other groups through most of these groups are swallowed up into other groups, like they're bred out instead of killed off. So and there's been so many different groups that have been bred out in the last 50,000 years. What you see now is just the ones that are still here. There were a bunch of dwarfs in Ireland. A whole race of dwarfs. They're bred out. They're gone.
Kind of like how the original people in Mexico were a bit darker until the Portuguese and the Spaniards came over and interbred with them so much that now we see what the Mexicans are today, like a whole different people almost.
That's not what I'm saying at all. That wasn't what I was saying at all. What I was saying was that a lot of these older groups that have been bred out live in folklore. They live in lore. Like you have what is that thing they have over in Ireland? It's like
leprechauns.
Leprechauns, yeah. Those were really. They had white pygmies. It was a white pygmy race up there that has been bred out. The pygmy race in Africa is still around. There's a pygmy race that was bred out in the Philippines and Indonesia. They were bred out in the last 50,000 years, which seems like a long time, but it's not a long time in the history of the world. So what we don't know everything. The people that are learning it right now and putting it in books are a bunch of white people that are going around digging up bones, and you niggas is running around talking about this shit. Like,
what is you niggas, bro? Don't group me with. We individuals. Black people are not a monolith. We all are all got different. Just like Caucasians do. You can ask a bunch of different Caucasian historians, since y'all only trust white people, and they'll give you a bunch of different stories. There's white people that believe Nigerians came over here to America before Leif Erikson did.
Can I say this? Do you know any black person digging up bones right now and dusting off fucking bones, do the shit they do?
If you look up, you would look at some of these archaeologists who, he defaced the white guys defaced. If you look at his team, I'm sure he has an Asian on his team. Some might have an African on their team. They got to go to Africa and get the approval of these people before they start. You can't just go to Egypt and start just doing anything. You got to get the approval of the people first anyway.
I got you. But
I give one Dr. Angela Bryce that you
hold on. Let me do this. Are there any independent on their own, not working for some white man, being on his little fucking staff and shit, or a member of his crew? I'm talking about, are there any blacks that on their own are going around and digging up bones and carbon dating them and keep assorting them and keeping them in fucking museums and shit and showing us and telling us where they came from and what this was and da da da. Are there any blacks doing that?
I'm sure they are. I don't know any specifically. I would have to go and get that information and bring it back. But are only Caucasian people capable, or only Caucasian people doing that? There's no Asians doing that. There's no people in India doing that. There's no people in the Middle East doing that. That's what you're saying. So Caucasians just do everything. Everything just comes from them. Huh?
They actually do everything.
So Asian people don't get no credit for anything throughout history. The people in the Middle East get no credit for anything throughout history. Africans get no credit for anything. Caucasians did everything. African. So everybody in the whole planet was just sitting around in T form, waiting for Caucasians to come and code them and create them.
There was some advanced Asian civilizations in their own right, but I mean not after a certain point in time, like the 1800s, 1700s, gliders pretty much, damn near invented everything.
You said who?
Gliders.
Gliders. What is that?
The good white man, bro. What the fuck?
Why you call them gliders?
He knew, bro.
Yeah, he's new. So
glacier gliders, Ice Age man, glacier gliders.
Glacier. All
right. But I cook. I want cook.
You say you what?
I want Ox to cook.
Hey,
so
brother,
Tariq,
can
I answer your question though, Tariq?
Sure, bro. Because this clearly just. Well, never mind. Go ahead. I don't want you to kick me off the chat. Go ahead.
let me tell you.
Okay, so
bro got an infinite infinite money glitch.
Hold on.
Cooning.
This is what we,
Go ahead.
Oh.
Hold on, man. Just let me just say this right quick. This is my problem with you like metaphysical ass niggas, man. Here's my problem, right? I ask you a question. I say, do you know of you come on here talking about all this?
I'm sure there are. I don't know specifically who to name. I will have to go get that information.
I didn't even ask you the question yet. How do you know? How did you learn this stuff if you can't even listen to one question, man? Like, how did you learn so much about the world you can't listen to one question? Listen. When I asked you, are there any black archaeologists? You supposed to a dude like you that came up here to tell us you supposed to read Jimmy Smith, Johnny Tunes. You supposed to be like rambling them off, and you know what I'm saying? Because the fact that you don't know any is you don't really see how like that is such a big problem. The fact that you don't know any black archaeologists.
Hey, I got him, man. Hey, Alexander Jones, Cheryl LaRoche, Jay Hagler.
You just looked them up.
Just Google that shit. Damn.
Bro, just pulled his laptop up.
I tried to give y'all one that I know personally.
Okay, so that's good. Thank you. Now here's my thing.
So
learn about those people. Learn about those people. Go learn about those people. Study those people. You be the one to introduce them to people in conversation. You be the one to be able to talk about them. Go study their work. Find out what they're doing. Find out what bones they done dug up and what that means and da 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 da. Go do that. Why you want to come here and educate us on some shit you half-ass know 5%?
I wasn't trying to educate. I'm trying to. First of all, when I came in, I asked a question. I said the Aborigines, and then I let you speak. I never came in to try to educate. I'm trying to understand where's all this hatred coming for black people or any other groups of people outside of Caucasian. Y'all, when I came in, y'all glazing Caucasian. Yes, hatred. Because you just said, oh, now they're learning that there's blacks coming in. And then you compare it to the Mexican people and use their stereotype as if Mexican people are better than black people. Like they got no issues, even though Mexico is literally ran by cartels and they're fleeing that place because of that reason.
Okay, all right, cool. Now here's my thing. Do I think Mexican people are better than blacks? In a certain way. Let me tell you how. If I'm a country, if I'm the king, say I was the king of a country. I think that Mexican immigrants, although they're going to bring their bullshit, they're a net positive. I think that people of African descent, although they'll bring their bullshit, are a net negative onto a society. So yes, if you want to say better.
So why won't you just leave then? Go to if you want to help. Why are you here then? You one of the good ones. You better than everybody else.
Well, let me just say this. Okay, great question. Am I better than everybody else? Okay.
I'm talking about the other black people. You clearly not better than white people in your head. So I'm talking about black people.
Great question. Great question. Am I better than other black people? Am I better than other black people? That's a great question. I don't think so. I think that I'm a sun man. I got a lot of sun traits. I got a sun man history. I have sun man thoughts.
What's the sun?
You know what I'm saying? But here's my thing. Here's where I differ. Is that I'm based. So I look at reality. I take it for what it is. And being based makes me smart. Being based makes me smart. So whatever I lack in IQ, my baseness makes me smart because I can just accept what's reality. And you niggas is living in some fairy tale. That shit make you dumb because you can't accept what's right.
You just said? What made you think I'm living in a fairy tale?
You're living in a fairy tale. The fact that you came up here, right, and you tried to talk about something that you know nothing about. You know nothing about the topic you came.
Well, how are you supposed to learn if you don't ask questions?
Why you
Oh my
asking
God.
us? I told you to go ask the archaeologists.
I'm
They
gonna
know it.
ask you, then I'm gonna go get the information from up because I
No,
hear how
don't
you
ask me
speaking.
nothing about
You
archaeology.
speak
Don't ask me
down on
nothing.
black people as if you like you. I know what it is. It's an infinite money glitch because white people are easily they gullible.
Man.
They attacking
Yeah,
other
Ark
black people
rolling in it.
instead of going at their own people for their
Hang
faults and what's
on.
going on in
Can I
their
can I
society.
say something real quick? Can I say something real quick?
Nah,
This
They
is the
got them
one.
attacking us instead.
Hang
I'm
on.
trying to
Hang
stay
on.
on one. I want to
This is
stay
the
on
one
one
issue that we have.
line. You want to take me to the moon, man? I just want to stay on one focus thing right now. So
Can I say
are
something
you
real quick?
saying? Please, man, let me just finish. Let me just finish this because you want to take me
Okay.
all across the world. You want to take me to another topic and
No,
shit.
no, no. I was going to say
You
something
talking
simple.
So you talking about an infinite money glitch, right? Are you saying that I'm
Trying to.
no, just quickly explain that. What does that mean? Explain what that means. Infinite money glitch.
Well, Brandon Tatum has
Means you're
perfected
pandering
this.
to a white audience. It's that simple.
Okay, so
Called you Brandon Tatum.
are you? So here's the thing, brother. So you watching my money, but let me tell you why you watching my money. I get plenty of donations from black people. I mean, I get a lot of fucking donations from black people, man.
That's
Okay,
cool.
so and also too, like the white people that are here. This is not like Brandon Tatum's channel. Brandon Tatum, salute to him. He does his thing, and and he's a great content creator. But this over here is something way different. Would you have this conversation on Brandon Tatum? Chat, is this a conversation?
No. I don't think he
No,
I don't even think he goes
this is
live.
nothing like Brandon Tatum. No, I mean even on this video, this is nothing. He has a different experience. He's a cop. He's a college football player. He lives in a different area. He has a different set of experiences. This is my channel. I'm completely different than him. We
You
talk
guys aren't
about
a monolith.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you're saying that I'm only doing this. What I'm doing here is the only reason I'm doing this is to siphon money from gullible white people, right? Is that what you're saying?
That's a part of it, yeah. I do think you hate black people, but I also believe that you are trying to get money from Caucasians. If you wasn't, you wouldn't be.
Let's talk about the I hate black people part because that's a very good thing.
And it's easy to do because black people, for the most part, is in a down state right now. Just like the Middle East. The Middle East used to be a great place to live. Now, fell apart.
Hold on, slow down. You went to the Middle East, man. Let's stay right here, man. Do I hate black people? Okay, and I'll answer that frankly to you. Yes, I hate a lot of fucking niggers, man, because black people. Listen.
Exactly. I agree.
The stories we do on this channel every single night. I'm talking about by the dozens every night, fresh ones every day. If there's 365 days in a year, I go live 355 days. And every night there's dozens and dozens of fresh stories that are different than the ones the day before of niggas sowing sorrow and destruction and devastation and despair everywhere they go. So yes, do I hate black people? Yes, I hate that about black people. Now,
You could do that with any group of people.
Hold on. Now, is every
any group
fucking person in my family black? Yes, every single fucking person in my family is black. So yes, I love black people too. So go
Taking
on, man. What's your next
accountability is
question,
the
man?
first step.
Well, I believe that. Well, you said when I was talking about when you were responding to what I said about the Brandon Tatum, and one of the guys said black people aren't a monolith. I know that, but these two, they do the same thing, but they do it in different ways. I see you're more so. Brandon Tatum, he's not out with his like that. He's more so on the political side of it. But you're more so race-based science. Is that a correct analysis?
No, I just believe
Race
that
science.
you can call it race realism, but I just believe that black people have a set of innate features including their brain, the size and the shape of their brain, and the parts that are bigger and smaller.
You
That
think
make
black people have a different brain than Caucasians or any other group, Asians, whatever?
1,000% believe
It's
Okay.
that
literally
Asians
shaped
have
different.
I believe that
Where
Asians
is this? I want to go look this up. This some
Oh, now you want to look shit up? Okay.
Google, man. I mean,
dude.
you don't.
You can barely. It's,
I
come
can
on here.
barely look.
Could you tell me where to go? You said now I want to look shit up. So tell me, where should I go to look up black
I
people
got you,
have
bro.
different
I
size
got
brains?
you.
Google. No. Listen.
Give it to me. Don't go on your phone. Don't go to Google. I want the answer right now.
Hold on, bro. Not only black people have different size brains, what Asians have different. Do you know Philippines and fucking Chinese people are different?
We're
Fucking
all different.
Indonesians and fucking Koreans are different. Like, what are you talking about, dude? We all fucking have different brains. Every race, every group has a different size fucking brain, a different a part of the brain that's bigger and a part of the brain that's smaller, which makes them behave differently. We have glandular.
Wasn't all of this stuff debunked like hundreds of not I don't know if it's hundreds, but like years ago, this stuff probably hundreds of years
Absolutely
ago,
not.
all this stuff was debunked, right? All this race-based
Debunked by
science.
who, I ask?
Absolutely not.
Hold on, bro.
Caucasian people, because they're the ones that came up with it, right? The race-based science, and then other Caucasians who was taught that
Caucasians came up
debunked it.
with damn near all the science, bro.
To that one.
Exactly. But here's my thing, bro. Let me just ask you this question,
They
man.
didn't come up with the science. They took shit that pre-existed it from different
Okay,
cultures
from black people, right?
advanced it.
Hold on.
From
No,
black
from all
people,
kind
right?
of Asian people in the Middle Eastern folks, all types of people, Indian
Matter of fact,
folks, all
go
types
ahead.
of people.
My fault. Go ahead. My fault.
You trying to
we're
trying to catch me on that hotep? You trying to catch me? You trying to make me a hotep, y'all? Go
Bro, can I
ahead.
ask you, bro, please? Are you saying that black people have the exact same brain as white people? If the only difference is like skin color, is that what you're saying?
And facial features, yes.
Bruh.
Wow.
So you're a blank slater.
Keep coming
would
back.
that be
I
a way to
don't even
describe
agree
you,
with that.
Freak?
Yo, different. It's funny because different races, skin color and facial features are one of the It's one of the traits the different races differ in the least.
Yeah, that's just the beginning.
Yeah,
That's just
that's like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Hey, Ag, who told you our brains were different though? Where'd you get that information from?
So we know
Black
that
people
on average.
No, I'm asking Ag. I'm asking Ag.
I let him. I give him permission to answer that for me, man.
Yeah. So yeah, studies show that we know that East Asians have on average larger brain volumes than Caucasians, who in turn have larger brain volumes than Sun people. This is
What study?
also verified by IQ studies. So yeah, like the average
IQ.
person of a different race.
Do you believe that people in Sierra Leone had an average IQ of 91, or was that fake?
Man, you got to repeat that. I couldn't understand you.
So I don't forgot about a lot of this shit because life is fucking crazy. Can I cuss? I think I've cussed already.
You good?
Hello?
Yeah, but go ahead, man. What is your question?
Do you believe, because when I was looking into this stuff a while ago, that I remember one chart said people in Sierra Leone had an average IQ of 91 or 90 or 91.
No way.
Is that fake?
That's laughable.
No way? Right.
Impossible.
Laughable.
It's impossible.
So if I get information from Caucasian people that helps black people, that still won't matter because they wrong.
What do you mean help? What do you mean help?
This is like saying Donald Trump and Joe Biden is, well, never mind. That's not the same, but go ahead.
No. Listen. Black populations are gonna have black trait. You got a lot of noise going on in the back. Whatever you're doing, man, can you please
My bad. I was looking for a pen. I was picking up some stuff. My bad.
Yeah. But listen, black populations are full of people with black features. Okay, so one of the black features is a sloped prefrontal cortex, which means that your prefrontal cortex is smaller, which makes the traits that are espoused by the prefrontal cortex less less
Pronounced.
in black people. Yes, pronounced. Yeah. So like black people gonna have less empathy, less compassion, less thoughtfulness, less things like that. Not because they're bad people, but because there's less of a prefrontal cortex. The cortex is smaller. The part that expresses those traits.
So we
Whereas
express fewer
All black
emotions.
people are like this. Every single last one of them.
well, look
We're
at a
talking
black
on
person.
average.
Of
Yeah,
course
and
not.
also
So
I'll show you one thing. When you're
So
out
what do we? So if we,
hold
so
on, man. Hold on, man. You asked the question, man. You why ask questions if you're just gonna talk over me, man?
because I'm trying
So
to get an understanding of.
nah, you're not. Because you taking me. You asked the question before I give you the answer. You asking me something else. How does that give you an understanding? Asking the question before you get the answer, asking something else. That's what I'm saying. You have a son mind. You think that asking a question and halfway through the answer, asking another question about something totally different is getting an understanding. Because you're a son man, and that's how we think. You're expressing your son man logic right now. It's on full display. Everything that you're saying isn't true is on full display right now in you.
I don't know, Ak, man. He's kind of pointing out some serious stuff. I mean, these crafty Caucasian gliders have set up a system and a ranking system that cleverly puts them second or third in terms of intelligence. That way they're still able to
Bro,
impress.
Jimmy, we stole everything.
Hey, so
Very
does that,
clever.
but Ag, what you depicted was
Heist
that we
after
have
heist.
we share fewer emotions. But how does that speak to the intelligence?
No, listen. I didn't say have fewer emotions. I said we have less the ability, like whatever the prefrontal cortex, whatever it displays, we have less of that. Our prefrontal cortex is smaller. It is, and I can get into all the jaws, the prognatism and all that stuff, but we've done that so many times. We're different, and our differences would not be a problem because we were homogeneous. Gliders didn't have to worry about their weakness of being able to be taken advantage of by lesser intelligent groups because they weren't around them. They were only around each other.
Which gliders?
All of them.
So when the Romans caught the Germanic people, like just talk down on, talk trash about them.
No, that's
Romans and Greeks didn't consider themselves like the rest of the Europeans though, and they were.
I got you. What I'm saying is that homogeneous gliders, yes, it's not going to be no fairy tale. It's not going to be no fucking kumbaya. They're going to fight and they're going to conquer each other. And so are Africans going to do that with each other. But what I'm saying is that these traits, like for instance, a black dude in America is expressing these traits within the framework of Americans' constraints. The justice system, police, lights everywhere, religion, social contract, people expectations, and da 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 da. And we still manage to express our African mind within all of that. We still lead the nation in homicides by far. We still are the hardest people to deal with in social settings by far. We still are the worst in school by far. We still have the highest rates of almost everything bad, homelessness, out of wedlock birth, these things like that. We express all of that within the framework of all the constraints that Western society puts on that. Western society is basically doing everything to override Sunman behavior, and we still are expressing it in spades. So if
But Ag,
anything, if you think that we're not different, the fact that we express all these differences within the framework of Western society, which is doing everything to rein us in and everything to put us on the right course, there's really nothing to talk to you about after that. There's really there's no better example I could give you, because if in a perfect world I would say, well, let's look at how black people would act in a society that was, that was basically made to put them on the same course as the other races, and see if that would make them just like the other races. Well, you have Western society, all the programs, all the affirmative action, DEI, all of the first rate and everything, medical, first rate transportation, first rate this, first rate education. And sons, we still express our son African minds, our African behavior within that framework. So there's really nothing else to say but look. So yeah, man, I think we should end it right there, man. That part of the conversation right there. Just look.
I just wanted to say, to Ken, I dropped a peer-reviewed article about the difference in average brain size by race. Like, I just want to, drop that knowledge on you. Hopefully, you don't think I'm
Here's the
just
thing
talking out
about
my
that.
ass.
You put that in the
Let
back
me
chat,
just
bro?
say, let me
Yeah.
just say something about the brain size, right? That's something that is so easily proven because
You're right.
everyone dies, right? Everyone dies, and then you can just measure the volume of their skull. So it's like that's not even fucking controversial right there. That the volume, the brain volume size, because
I think the
everyone
question
dies.
is, what does that mean, right? What does that mean for us? What does that
It
mean?
means that
It
we have
means
smaller brains, motherfucker.
it means
No,
we're different. Racial, like, and it's along racial lines. You were trying to say that the only difference between us is our skin tone and our facial
no, I didn't
features,
say
but
that.
that's
I
just
didn't say
not.
that. I didn't say that. Old
You
boy said
literally okay.
no, that wasn't me. I didn't say that.
And listen, the part of our brain that's missing is the prefrontal cortex. That's where the like however smaller our brains are.
That's where the lack of impulse control comes from. That's where the inability to delay gratification comes from. That's
Gaslighting.
where the lack of empathy
You
comes
just
from.
gaslit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just gaslit me, bro. But wait, Ken, so do you think that different races differ in physical traits like running, jumping,
Of course,
stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, whoa. You just said, like, do you understand that? Do you understand
Oh, I
how?
didn't say that, bro. Oh, boy said that. Tariq said that. I didn't say the shit you saying. That wasn't me. I know
Yeah,
it's
Tariq, get back on here.
Hold on, let me just
Wait, which one was?
Salute the
Tariq
daddy,
said
man.
that. It was Tariq.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, bro. Apologize, my fault.
Yeah, Ken's good on that. Ken's good on that.
Salute the daddy, man. Daddy's becoming a member. He says R.I.P. DVK. We was king. Shout out to you, bro. Salute to Andy Amer, man. He says the fatherless don't know how to listen. Do you have? Can you answer a question? Yes or no? Was your biological father in your life on a consistent basis when you were coming up? Tariq or Ken, either one of y'all, man. Was your father in your life on a consistent basis while you were coming up?
Yeah, my father's in my life. He was around my whole life. 30
Okay.
plus
Okay.
years driving a bus. He was a bus
Okay,
driver.
cool.
Tariq's in the back. He wants to come on.
Oh, he's on the back. Okay. Salute to the freshman. The freshman 321. He says, read Charles Murray's Bell Curve. Yes, definitely, without a doubt. That is a book where he did mention race one time.
That's also been debunked multiple times.
And they still tried to cancel him over it.
He just used populations.
I'm saying debunked.
Populations.
No, I'm good, bro.
Salute to El Chi. He says prognathism. Yeah. Listen, everybody here knows about prognathism. Are you familiar with prognathism? Are you guys familiar with prognathism? Tariq, Ken, any one of you any day now?
No. I don't know what that is.
No, I've never heard of
You're
it.
not familiar with
No, nigga.
prognathizism? Okay,
Nah.
so prognathizm is something that is a trait that sons have because of the difference in skull sizes. Okay, the difference in skull sizes creates prognathism, and I'm gonna show you what it is right quick because it'll show you that one irrefutable proof that the brains are different, right? So if you look at a sun man from the side, right? Let's look at this sun man from the side, right? You see the way this is the prefrontal cortex, right?
That's the representative of all black people on the planet.
Yes.
Yes,
That one guy.
Exactly.
Go
Yes.
ahead. Go ahead.
1,000%. All black people, all people that would you consider African have this condition called prognathizism. I wouldn't even call it a condition. I call it a trait where the jaw produce. Yeah, exactly, a structure.
It's some variation of this.
Exactly, it protrudes.
Here's my question. Ak. Does a larger brain mean more intelligence?
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Maybe
God.
No,
Go ahead.
hold on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It means capacity. Yes, capacity. The capacity for more intelligence.
Literally
Just like
doesn't.
a more hard drive in your computer means you could have the capacity.
That's not the same thing at all.
And listen, hey, you also
Nigga
can
said
be more efficient at using the
more
capacity
hard
you have,
drive.
right? So maybe you don't need a larger brain if your neurological system is more efficient at using the brain size you have.
Great point. Hold on. No, he made a great statement. He said, if even if you have a smaller brain, it wouldn't matter if you're more efficient with that smaller brain. What is the evidence
your
that
neurological
black
system is
people
more
are
efficient?
more efficient with their smaller brains?
No, I'm saying like maybe
Give us some evidence of that. Hold on, no.
Yeah, he's trying to pivot.
Give us evidence that black people are more efficient with their smaller brains. So how does it express in the world?
No, I didn't say
we're expressing
skyscrapers
in the world.
It depends on how you grow up. It depends on your environment. It depends on your opportunities. It depends on your drive. It depends on a lot. It's more than just intelligence. If you're smart and lazy, and this individual people react differently to different environments, like individual people.
No, I'm not talking about something abstract as that. I'm talking about like your actual neurological system, or your physiological makeup. Like what if you're just your body's more efficient at using the brain you have? It's just a theory. It's not a definitive statement.
Okay, well, listen, man. That may be true, but let me just show you something else too. Let me show you something about what we call gliders and white people. Like their biochemistry. As you see the black dude, right? Look at white people. Now, listen. This is not me. You see the.
Is he supposed to be all white people?
Hold on. Yeah. Right.
Yep. This is every Caucasian on the planet, bro. This one guy.
No, but
That's
look at the prefrontal cortex, right? Right. It's developed, which makes everything now because the prefrontal cortex come forward. The face is sloped in. All their faces, every white person you're going to see is going to have their nose.
Glider then.
Okay, fine. Then you might be.
I might be.
Here's the thing. They don't have prognathism. Their jaw is recessed, and their nose is because it's what's called a cascading effect. So the shape of the head gives the body a cascading effect. Everything is different because of that one difference. Whereas with blacks, where it's sloped, everything comes out because the forehead is recessed, so everything bottom is coming out, and that has a cascading effect throughout the body. With gliders, the prefrontal cortex is forward, so everything comes down, and that has a cascading effect throughout the body.
Do you have the facts on Aborigines people?
Yeah, they have a different size brain. Aboriginal skulls are way different than black skulls, man. I mean, if you look at the Aboriginal skull, and shout out to Aboriginals, man. They survived down there in that climate where nobody could have survived, but like no one was supposed to survive down there. In that climate for eons, and they've survived down there for eons, man. So you have to give the Aboriginals a lot of credit for surviving down there for eons and eons. In that climate on that island with no admixture. We're talking about no admixture. Even the Africans and the Asians and all, we all had other groups to mate with. They were stuck down there isolated for eons, and they never had the chance to mate with any other groups and take on their genes. So the fact that they survived for eons is a testament to them, man. Let me show you an Aboriginal skull versus other skulls. They have a different skull shape that's way
Their
different.
facial features alone.
Yeah, but the skull is where all the skull tells the story, because the skull is like look at their prognathis. Like look at their prefrontal cortex. Theirs is beyond sloped. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah, and yeah, theirs is it. I'm trying to find a comparison, because their skulls are way different. And do you know that there's people like the scientists that can just
There's
look
a
at a
picture right
skull.
there.
They can take a skull and just look at it for 5 seconds and tell who the race of the person. And they can be 100% right too. Where's the good Aboriginal skull, man? Yeah, like this one. Yeah, like that. Like their skulls are just different, man. Like they were just a different group of people. Like this is a gorilla. This is a gorilla, like a gorilla, a pre-human skull. But everybody's
A small
skulls.
brain cavity.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all this stuff is just is it's not even like here goes a good one right here. Let me see. Oh shit. That's not good. Here goes a good one right here. Here we go, right here. All right. Like look at the differences. These are people from the Solomon Island, Melanesians. Their skull is different. These are Bengali people and native Peruvians. And then you look at the German. You see how big, rounded this. Look how big the skull is. Look at the Congolese. Look at and you're making a lot of noise too, man. And you
My
like
bad.
everything you're doing, we can hear. But look at the Congolese versus the German, right? So like you look at a Congolese skull, you can see the difference. Now, if you would just look at a German man and a Congolese man with hair on their head, you might not be able to notice it, because you're distracted by the hair. You may be distracted by everything. But the skull tells you the story, because it's just the skull. There's no distraction. There's no trees. There's no glasses. There's no earrings. There's nothing.
No
just
skin.
looking at the skull. Yeah, no skin. The the German skull has more space for a brain, so it just is what it is. Like it is what it is, and there are scientists that could grab one of these skulls, look at it for 5 seconds, and tell you without any fucking error what race that person was. And that's and those people will still tell you that there's no differences in the races, in intelligence and stuff like that. But they can grab a skull and say, okay, this is a Native American skull. Oh yeah, that's a black. They can be 100% perfect, because that's what they do with their life. Okay,
seems dishonest to me.
So what's the end result of all of this? What happens now?
Okay, so these people, obviously the Germans, if you look at Germans, they created cars, they've created civilizations throughout the years. These people, they haven't created much. You know what I'm saying? They haven't created much, man. But they've survived. So you can say that these people have enough to survive. They have enough to keep reproducing and keep their generations going on and on.
So you have no historical context for why things are created. It's all about a brain and skull size.
What about the history of tens of thousands of years where sub-Saharans lived exactly as they lived up until 40 years ago, living in mud huts, throwing spears and rocks? That's how it's been for thousands of years. They would still be like that, were they not?
But those tribes, a lot of those tribes, they know of the other world, but they want to keep
they
their
know of it because it's been brought to them.
Tradition. They keep their tradition. Yeah, right. And they've been known about it. I believe Europeans have been stumbled through those lands, but they value their culture and their way of life more than
colonialism. Colonialism has been a net positive for the entire African continent.
It's the same for the Middle Easterns. The religious mind took over so much that it stopped their advancement on science and math and all that shit.
Well, they have a different size brain too.
Wait, what religion?
Their brain
It's Islam, right? Islam.
What are you blaming the lack of progress on?
Religion. I believe religion played a huge part in why they stopped advancing as a people or as a culture.
Like their own
religion is why the white Western Europeans advanced. It had to do with their family.
No, it's not. War is why they advanced.
What do you think war is? Organization, their ability to organize and strategize.
War will make you advance super quick if you're trying to keep up with your enemy.
People,
You said what?
Keep over talking people.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I think it was Jimmy was trying to cook. Go ahead, bro.
Well, it's just that I read a few books on this. White Western European culture is an outgrowth of the religious beliefs that they had. One of which was the Calvinists. They made it important for the people within their religion to have a one-on-one relationship with God, which means they had to be able to read the Bible. So they taught all of their children and their generations to read, and that puts them way out ahead of other people who don't have a religion where they want to have a one-to-one relationship with their God. That's why the Germans,
well said, Jimmy,
and all the Germanic tribes excelled so rapidly once they got it together. They got Christianity and they wanted to have their relationship with God. Everybody has to learn how to read, and they're going to teach them math as well.
Well, wouldn't that be the same for the Middle Easterns? They also had to read their books. Right?
No, they don't.
Islam is another beast entirely.
Islam literally is you're supposed to study the book cradle to the grave, right? That's like one of their sayings, right? Supposed to read the Quran every day. You're supposed to worship, practice every single day.
But they only read the Quran.
Islam has been corrupt.
I mean, not the Quran. Is it called the Quran? Yeah. Okay. I got it. Go ahead.
They only read the Quran.
Could I?
What is the Jewish book called? It's not the Talmud. What is it called?
Talmud.
The Torah, or the Old Testament.
The Torah.
The Torah, right? The Torah. Okay, yeah.
Could I put it more simply? Like, fuck all this religion stuff. Just answer this one simple question. Like, if sons are the original people who came from sub-Saharan Africa, and then subsequently some of them migrated all throughout the world to make all the other different races that we see, right?
That's not true, though, but go ahead.
That's not true? Holy shit, bro. Okay, all right, then. Well, what I was
I'm saying like it's not that simple. Like, people went to a land and then evolved into a people, and then those people went to, so technically.
Yeah.
But technically, they do all come from Africans, but yeah, go ahead. Okay.
So that's the case then. If sons are the blueprint, y'all are like the original people, right? Why aren't you the most advanced if you got the head start on everyone else?
I mean, for a time period, black people were, but on the continent of Africa, you really didn't, for a very, Egypt wasn't sand. Like in the ancient days, it was mostly grassland. But over time,
you're not from Egypt. Your people.
No, I'm saying I'm using that as an example, and they literally. It's not Caucasians. I promise you, it's not Caucasian.
Yes,
Cleopatra is closer to our time today than she is to the building of the pyramids. Literally true, bro.
All people fell and will fall again. It's a cycle. It happens. Time.
Rome used to be the pinnacle of life. Now it's not.
So black people were pharaohs
in a financial crisis.
Black people were pharaohs in Egypt.
I don't want to debate this,
No,
bro.
see,
I was just using them as an example.
Yeah, that's
because
a story in itself.
West Africa, the Songhai Empire, that used to be the pinnacle of life. Then that fell apart. I mean, it just
Songhai Empire.
Songhai was never the pinnacle. Songhai Empire was never the pinnacle.
Who are Egyptians, bro?
Financially. That's where Mansa Musa come from, right? He was West Africa. I don't know what kingdom he.
Can I say something? Can I say something real quick? Let me say something real quick. This is part of the issue. We keep putting these lofty terms on shit. Black people, white people. There's no such thing as a black person. There's no such thing as a white person.
I said I named
West.
I said West Africa.
We all come
Egypt.
from different lands.
Right. That's why I said the Romans didn't see themselves as the pale Europeans. The Romans, they viewed themselves as a whole Romans and Greeks viewed themselves as a whole totally different group of people than the pale Europeans that live up north of them. They didn't even like them people.
Understood the differences between the races.
They loved Ethiopians more than they loved their northern neighbors. That's for sure. The Greeks did at least.
There was no other way they could have had an empire unless they understood.
And there was points in times where all races were in harmony.
I guess some
These
groups
are some very big claims.
People don't want to believe that.
Bro.
No, but you asked why. I think it's a lot of factors. It's financial, it's cultural, it's insecurities. There's a lot of reasons why a group of people just go. Because Native Americans, of course, they used to war with each other, but now, they used to war with each other and all types of shit. But for the most part, they lived in harmony here. Now they damn near worse than
How
black
do
people.
you know that? What?
They did
No,
not.
they didn't. No,
not even close.
No, I know they used to.
Hey, they did live in harmony at one point. Native Americans,
like they had control over the land. They wasn't like how they are today. Like they're
after they killed off their enemies, they had harmony.
Alcoholics, drug users, all that. Back in the ancient, I'm sure they weren't like that back in the ancient days. They were more so on their culture and on that type.
Hey, bro, there's stories about about people in civilization assimilating with the native or so-called natives here in America, right? Like there's stories about how they slowly ingratiated them into white society, right? And they stopped acknowledging on the census who were native, right? So they would start assimilating people like the Choctaws and Cherokees into white society, and they would stop recording their families as natives, quote unquote, to this country. They would just call them white. They would just put them in the white numbers. Just the same way they
do Mexicans today. Some Mexicans.
We going way out.
Yeah, I was just asking, what's the end result of saying that everybody has different brain sizes? Do we just get rid of all the black people?
That's a fair question.
Yo, like you going crazy. Same black time, same black channel. Out of here.
Good night, fellas.
Salute, y'all.
Peace, fellas. This was a good one.